under the desk.
Turn it off.
With one can under the desk.
In other words, I'll tell you, the most useless piece of technology in the entire world is a car alarm. No one listens to it. I've never seen anyone say, "Oh my God, somebody's breaking into a car." Yeah. It's the most useless.
Turn that crap off.
No one.
I saw a guy driving with the car alarm going off, and everyone's like, "That's strange."
I had not an old Bentley, but a Bentley in the old days when they were handmade. That's supposed to be a good thing. It's not. I'll take an assembly line because each car had its own schematic diagram. So you went in, they had to see the team that built it to see where things work. Because it wasn't necessarily like lines wouldn't be routed the same exact place as they should be. Truly, it was custom, and I'm telling you, oh my God. It had an alarm, and it was loud, and it was light, and it went off. I couldn't get off. I had to drive to the dealer that way, and people are looking at me like I stole this Bentley, because I kind of looked like I did. It was, but no one stopped. That's what's funny, is people just assume it's malfunctioning. What kind of technology is that where people assume it's malfunctioning? Really? So has anyone ever said, "Oh, a car's being stolen"? Never once.
No. I jumped in my friend had a Tesla and I got in it, and my thought was, these are anti-theft cars, because if you're a stupid person, you'd never know how to drive it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's no gear shift, there's no starting button, there's just nothing.
Well, so what is it? How do you do it?
It's on your blinker, you shift down on your blinker, I think it is. And then there's... Yeah.
Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 44445 ideal.
The same with disclaimers. No one ever listens to them.
Oh, yeah.
What I just told you was false. Don't even listen to it.
And you might have a lot of side effects.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Mile warranty complete with roadside assistance.
Which is 60?
All makes and models. Expert techs, 25 years in business, 2 locations, Denver and Littleton. 303 Pro Auto. That's 303 Pro
it's
Auto.
It's both 30s or 60s, so I'm going to do a 60. K&H Home Solutions, the place that you need to call if you want windows, doors, siding. They even do roofs. Now, here's the deal. They're letting you make your own deal. Does that sound crazy? You know like Priceline does with tickets? Well, you can say, I want 2 for 1 on my windows, or I want 30% off siding, or I want doors free if I buy this many windows. Now, you may think, oh, I want everything free. Obviously, they're not going to accept that, but they may accept another deal if they're slow. If they're not, they may counter offer. The worst thing that can happen is nothing. So please, try this out. I convinced them to do it, and I said, get this mailbox and try it out. Email them your deal. Really, shop around and then say, if you can beat this price, or if I can get 20% off, if I can get 30%, whatever you want, just email it here. My deal at khwindows.com. I'm trying to prove to people that people making their own deals will work. My deal at khwindows.com. That's an email. My deal at khwindows.com. I don't know. You think it'll work? I convinced the sponsor to go with me on it.
All right.
Because I did the Find Fix for free. That did great for everyone. And then I did another special. What is it? Free second opinions always work. But this one is new, and we don't know if it's going to work because people almost don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So.
The Troubleshooter.
Someone else that make the person use it.
Hey, what's happening? I'm Tom, your consumer advocate. If you guys are new in town, you're going to hear a lot about me, whether good or bad or indifferent. All I want you to do is listen, because really it doesn't matter what you hear about me. It's what I do that counts. As the Bible says, you'll know them by their fruits. My fruit is getting stuff done for you. So what you do is tune in every day. Now, you can do iTunes and download us. You can go to the iHeartRadio app. You can, and we have a podcast or live, and you can go to YouTube. You can go to Facebook Live. You can go, of course, to our wonderful radio station flagship, KHOW Denver's talk station, also KRDO in the Springs and other affiliates around, even in Alaska. So if you're part of the family, the number is 303-MARTINO 24/7. If you are listening live and you just want to call right this minute, it's 303-713-TALK. But 303-MARTINO will get through too. So welcome to the show. And I, honest to God, love helping people. Now, I do get frustrated when I can't help people. And that's one part of the job that bugs us. You know, we just, especially if it involves elderly people, oh my goodness, we just get so wrapped up. So welcome. And there are many people you should avoid. And those are listed on Sleaze Brigade. And of course, there are people in between. They are not so bad as Sleaze Brigade, but they should be avoided too. So listen to the show, spread the word. And then referralist.com is the best of the best, as I say. We have members of the referral list in today. Yesterday we had Eric Reinemer from Atlas CPAs and Advisors, and they do tax work, but they also do, of course, day-to-day bookkeeping and HR and all stuff. They handle everything for the Troubleshooter Network, and we had a lot of questions, so we also have tax experts today. Now, they don't do your taxes, but they certainly know what needs to be done when it needs to be done, and Larson Tax Relief helps people in trouble. First and foremost, when people hear these commercials, they wonder what they do. So let's just ask Jack Larson. Jack, Larson Tax Relief, you don't do taxes, or do you for some client? How does that work?
We do taxes for some of our clients.
Like how? Like when would you do tax? I mean, I don't just take them and think, I'm going to have some trouble. I have a weird deduction. I want you to do my taxes.
We do tax filings.
Just straight without any problems?
Correct.
I didn't know that.
We do, however, most of our filings are for clients who have had past debt and they hadn't filed, so they say, I got to file plus I'm going to owe. Okay.
But straight up, if I called and said, I have a very complicated return, I don't want to get in trouble, would you help me through that return?
Depending upon what type of return it was and what type of a business entity is. Otherwise, I'd probably refer to Eric.
Okay, so it's mostly for clients that are existing.
Correct.
And what if they have back taxes, like from 10 years ago? Would you dig through all that stuff and do that then?
Yep,
okay.
Absolutely.
So what is the very first step for someone, let's say, this is the most common problem we get. The very first step, and I can bring in Steve too. Steve Sizik is with you guys. What is the very first thing you do when someone hasn't filed for 12 years, 10 years, 8 years, 13 years, whatever? What's that first thing you do? The very first thing.
Well, anytime you're dealing with the IRS.
And they're your client then. They become your client.
Hire us first.
Yeah, then what do you do? Right. And I have heard you guys tell people, total money at risk here, $4 or $5 grand, do this, this, and this. You don't need to hire us. But let's talk about someone who's really in trouble. What's the very first thing? The very first thing.
They see there's a problem, and obviously the IRS is not either. They're just contacting them or whatever it is. We call the IRS and actually figure out what they're missing.
Okay, so you find out 13 years, and they filed twice in the 13 years,
right?
And nobody knows anything. What do you do?
Then at that point, once we've got an idea of what the problem is, we secure a hold on collections, because a lot of times the IRS will be, initiating collections actions.
So you say, okay, guys, just hang on. Let's just keep everything where it is while we look at it. And because they're with someone like you, the IRS tends to do that, right? Because they think, oh, at least this person is going to get it resolved, right?
It's a common fear, right? That some people say, well, Steve, if I hire you, doesn't that wake the bear here? Am I putting myself in further risk by getting someone like you to talk to them? The opposite is true.
No, they know that if they hired an attorney, they're for real, and at least we're going to get something.
Exactly. They want to talk with me because I know how to resolve the issue.
And if they hire Larson, I should say. Now, okay. So then you hold off on collections. What's the very next thing? I never actually asked you this. Okay, you call them, you ask them to let the dust settle, the IRS, then what?
So we've got the holds in place. Everybody's in good shape.
And
you're out of the
Research?
firing line. Then I gotta go to the taxpayer and say, all right, we need to get those returns filed.
Do you do the oldest first, or do you do the newest first?
Typically, you're going to do the oldest first, and then you're going to go forward. Depends on what the CPA or the person who's preparing. I don't actually myself.
But if you just got out of 2017, wouldn't you want, or 2018, and they came to you now, wouldn't you want to do 2018 before going back 10 years or not?
If you can, a lot of times you have to have those previously filed returns to, they kind of roll into each other. So the thing is, in another fallacy is, if I just file 18, you're not compliant. You need to still get 15, 16, 17 filed before the IRS will actually negotiate with us. So you got to get them all done. You can start to file them, and let's say, for example, it's going to take your CPA 4 months to get all these returns done, and the IRS is saying, I'm going to take all your, your money in a month. Well, if you get the 18 done, then I can buy another 30 days, for that to post, and to get the 17 done. So there's a negotiation, and there's a tap dance that we do with the IRS a lot of the time, and a lot of the work that we do is really just providing the time and the peace of mind so that they don't get their bank accounts levied while we're getting all that paperwork done.
303-713-TALK. This hour, by the way, brought to you by winkandwink.com. They are bankruptcy attorneys. And speaking of such, you actually can get out of some taxes through bankruptcy, but they're very specific. What does bankruptcy get you out of?
It's usually it's 1040. Yeah, I think it's usually 1040, but it's
1040 that's has
older
been
than
filed.
3 years.
It must have been filed and older than a certain amount of time.
I think it's 3 years. Yeah.
And then so it has to be filed. The other one is it does something for penalties, though, I guess, on a 13 if you're on a payback plan. But winkandwink.com, they have the information on this, and that's 303-410-1720. 410-1720. I just wanted to tell you that. Now, we're going to go to the phones. Now, Larson Tax Relief you'll be hearing throughout the show. And then, of course, you can call them directly. I'll give you contact information. So let's talk to Susan. Susan, what's happening with you?
Yes, Fred Loya. I was in a very minor vendor.
Yeah, Fred Loya has to be the worst of the worst of the worst. Now, when I say the worst of the worst of the worst, they're not crooks. In other words, they have a legal standing insurance company. It's not like these real crooks that take your money and you literally have no insurance. These guys are just bad. It's amazing to me how many people have complaints about Fred Loya. So what's the problem in a nutshell?
Okay, in a nutshell, they're charging me. Well, they're not charging me, but they paid out over $1,600 for a scratch of paint, no body damage whatsoever.
Well, what are you talking about? You mean to the other party?
To the other party.
Okay, how did this happen? Give me the circumstances of the accident.
I was turning into a parking space, and my car died, the motor died, so I had no power steering when I
Okay, and then what?
I had my shoulder I had to turn.
And then what?
I couldn't steer, so I barely scratched the paint of it.
Okay, gotcha. And then why did you even bother turning it in? Or did the other party insist?
The other party insisted.
Okay, and so what happened then? When that happened, your company paid. Well, this is a good thing. So why are you upset? Why do you care?
Because over $1,600 is a ridiculous.
No, but what do you care? Do you have to pay any part of that?
Yeah, my premium is higher.
Oh, I get, but your premium would be higher no matter what they paid. Did you know that? Even if they didn't have to pay a dime. Did you know that?
Well, yeah, I figured it would be higher, but not that much higher.
How much higher did your premiums go up?
$15.
Geez, you're lucky. $15 a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky. Why are you bothering with this? Why are you so upset? Listen, I'm going to tell you, I can't help you with it. I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you why. Unless, now, I'm going to tell you there are things you can do. All right? The very first thing is you need to make sure, first of all, that you're being treated fairly, and you can ask the insurance commissioner's office, the Commission of Insurance or the Division of Insurance, to look at it. They are pretty good with consumers as far as looking at stuff. So that's the one thing I would do. But I caution you, surcharging is as old as the hills. And I've heard of only one case in my more than 40 or almost 40 years in Denver. I've heard of only one case where they found a surcharge to be inappropriate. And they actually did. This guy had a perfect driving record and had one accident, and he made an impassioned plea and really got it reduced. No, got it eliminated. And I've never heard of that before. I think the chances of you doing this are slim. Do you have a perfect driving record?
No.
Let me ask you when your last incident was of any kind?
Like over 20 years.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So you had one incident 20 years ago. Have you had any speeding tickets or tickets of any kind?
No.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You can ask them for reconsideration or threaten to cancel and go somewhere else. And you can get, by the way, a free insurance checkup at Compass Insurance. Just ask them to run it without you. You don't have to do it. I'm Tom Martino. Ryan has a question about taxes, filing single or married. Emmett has a problem with an attorney, and we will solve all of your problems if we can, or at least give you direction.
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
Travel around the Mile High City Freeway system. Well,
westbound I-70, really heavy.
So when you hear this,
both directions of I-2, when it's in the Commerce City Drive, it stretch all together. Downtown, both directions of I-25.
We're supposed to get into the negative ditches tonight.
Oh
my gosh, they're saying the Eastern Plains are going to be like minus 30, and then Castle Rock is going to be like minus 11 or 12. Pardon me, Frank wanted to do news. Is that okay in the third hour? Okay, so Frank.
Traffic and weather. I keep watching.
Well, he's here.
Okay, I thought I gave him, no, I gave him the option of the top of the hour, 15 or 30 or 45, and he said 12.
So that's going to be there.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Then ask what he wants to do.
I will.
When you say top, do you mean the headline?
I don't know what the headline, is the headline in the middle of the top of the,
right.
No, I just mean when we come back to the top of the hour.
Break.
Okay, so you never offer 12 anymore. I used to offer 12 to like Brent all
You
the
mean
time.
just like when you're talking about when we come on the air and start the show?
I'm just talking about Frank's live call-in spot.
It has to be on the 15th break.
Okay.
Well, in the third hour we have leeway. We can do whatever we want. But I think once we break that format, it's difficult. So yeah. In content, I know what she means. Yeah, it will sound like it's in content. We're going to go to a little sounder and then we'll come back.
Do you have times on there now? 30s, 60s?
Did you hear how many times I got your damn number wrong on that recorded spot? I was so freaking pissed at myself. Honest to God, Mark even heard me and said, you better change that, right? So listen, I changed it, and I said the same number when I changed it, Mark, right? And I know why, because you guys better change it to what I like. Because I've never heard of 844.
It's a Google. That's like driving down the road, like Carol.
I know it. Damn it.
When I was mad at myself. I was mad at myself because I had it.
I know. We're doing redos though. So we'll make up for it.
You'd have it.
Oh really? Let me just say.
Retirement expense. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, every Saturday on 6:30 Visit CPA and we put together your promise to retire.
That'll be Mark to find out from the affiliates. I think it's 60. They do both.
Fuck, we still don't know the answer.
I know, this is ridiculous. It's not in the log. Come on.
I'm just going to go fix it now.
Just give me a break.
I can fix this.
Bright Light Chiropractic is a bright spot. And it's pretty gloomy today, right? No, seriously. If you are new to chiropractic, I hope you try it out. Unfortunately, chiropractors give chiropractic a bad name. You know why? Because they become a chiropractor and then do everything else. But not Dr. Mike Hederscheit. He does chiropractic adjustments. Directed, targeted, gentle, on the nerves to release the pressure, and the nerves then help your body heal. The subluxations or misalignments go back into shape. We're feeling great. We have a whole office full of patients for Dr. Mike. He's at 470, University and County line. So it's a pretty nice location. And I urge you to make your own appointment or check him out at brightlightdenver.com. That's brightlightdenver.com. And a complete valuation is just $50 with x-rays and everything. brightlightdenver.com.
No question, you need omega-3s. But which form should you take? Fish oil or krill oil? Scientists have debated this.
You guys see that jogger that killed that cougar that time?
Went out by hand.
No, he did. He did out.
Yeah. He killed the guy by hand.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he had a rock or something, but he was.
He had a pocket knife and it wasn't working, and he stuck it in the eye of his thumb.
Now, why would he have a lock knife? Was he expecting trouble?
I don't know.
I read that he had,
this
friends in Washington
really
got attacked or something, and so
I got attacked when I was a young man. No one knows this by a pit bull.
The debate is over.
And I won.
It's not fish
And
oil
I was just
or
a little
krill
boy.
oil. It's both.
I knocked the dog out.
Just pay
True story.
for shipping and claim
And
your
of course,
free bottle.
I
Call
even
now.
said that they wanted to, the cops of course rode up and they wanted to destroy the dog. And I really didn't want the dog destroyed. I love dogs. And I talked to the police, but I think they did it anyway. We were teasing the dog. He was in the yard, up over the fence, and started chasing us. And this is a pit bull, white or brindle. I'll tell you how I did it. It's a technique that I can teach people.
okay. That could be something to talk about.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, so Ryan's got a tax question. Go ahead, Ryan. What's happening?
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Good, man. What's going on?
Hey, I just wanted to start off. Your impression of Ross Kaminsky was pretty funny.
Oh, when did you hear that? Offline? No.
I listen on 630 K-House all day long.
So what's going on with you today?
Not much. Just wondering. Haven't really been able to get a straight answer about.
Oh yeah, we had this question I think yesterday. Yeah. I think we did. So you want to know how to file?
Well, we have 2 kids. My wife makes a lot less than I do, and I was just wondering if it'd be better off for her to file single with 2. You want the blended rate. The blended rate for one, especially when there's when there is a disparity in earnings, the average gets you down. According to Eric Reinemer, Atlas CPAs and Advisors, I see these guys nodding their heads. If you have relatively the same income, it doesn't matter so much, but they seem to favor married couples filing jointly because it's less work for them. And I think the tax rates favor them slightly. Now, married filing separately is different than filing as single, okay? Okay.
So if you're talking about you're not single, you're married, and if you're married filing jointly, I think it turns out better. So let's ask our experts, Jack Larson with Larson Tax Relief. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, if her income is less, there's no reason to file
exactly.
separately.
Right. And so why can't you get an answer on that? What was the complication, did they say?
Well, I mean, I was going to sit down with somebody once we get all our stuff together, but, you know, just asking people that I work with and stuff like that. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, I think that you're not going to have any problems, really. You know, this filing jointly is easy. And have you have your taxes done by someone?
I used to.
Okay, because I will say this, and I don't recommend companies like this usually, but TurboTax Online, oh my goodness. It's become, and that commercial is just dug in my mind. I don't know if it's in everyone's mind, but it is free. And I don't want to get into the free, but what a great marketing job. What a great marketing job. Emmett, what's happening with you? Hey, we have some lines open too. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Emmett, what's happening?
Yeah, Tom, I am a disabled vet.
Yes, sir.
And I got an attorney to represent me because I've been fighting with the VA since 2004.
Are you fighting for benefits or care?
For my benefits. I have a low rating and...
You want a higher rating?
Right.
Did you accept the rating when it was first given out, or have you gotten worse?
I've gotten worse, and I keep appealing this, and I've been appealing since 2004. And my feet are affecting my back. I've had a couple of doctors tell me this, that the bone spurs and the gimp walk, I have my alignments off, and that's what affects my back.
Okay, so let's assume your condition is worse than your rating. You have an attorney. What's the problem?
The attorney who was representing me, he told me he didn't get paid unless I got paid.
Usually that's the way it is. It's called contingency. With personal injury, with Social Security benefits, and with disability benefits of other kinds, it's usually that way.
Okay. So he listened to me and took my case. He said, oh, this is no problem. I have a doctor I work with, because the VA told me all I needed was a doctor to say that it was his opinion that this back.
What's happening? I need to know what is your problem right now.
The attorney sent me to the doctor. The doctor gave me the rate and everything, and lo and behold, this attorney dropped my case.
Okay.
He withdrew from my case.
Then there's a reason. There's a reason.
Okay.
He believes you don't have a case, or he talked to the doctor, and the doctor told him you don't have a case. He, simply put, doesn't think there's enough money on his contingency for it to go forward. It's really that simple, Emmett. Now, attorneys are not allowed to simply what's called abandon a client under some circumstances. But under most circumstances, they can leave a client. They can't leave them in circumstances that are rare, where things are pending, or certain where it would cause harm. In this kind of a case, there's almost nothing that I see in a disability case where another attorney taking over would be a detriment. Suzanne, you wanted to sum something up. What is it?
Well, the attorney withdrew from the case and still expects to be paid. That's how he presented the problem to me.
Okay, well, then that would be difficult. Now, here's what would happen. If you were presented with an award that you did not agree with, but it's the best the attorney believes he can do, and you refuse to take it, the attorney can say, I'm not going to go to court, and we're over. And by the way, since I did my job according to the fee agreement, you better pay me my portion, whether you get it or not. Were you offered anything?
No.
Nothing.
And he held on to this case for 4 years.
Okay, well, hold on. It would expire, so the only way he could hold on is if he filed something.
Well, he sent the letter, and it just says that they no longer represent me.
Did he file a lawsuit?
No.
Okay, Emmett, 4 years you've been going to doctors and trying to get this done, and you've been having hearings or not?
Had one hearing with the VA, but what he did when we went into the hearing, I got blindsided. He went in for sleep apnea. I had nothing doing with sleep apnea.
Okay.
That wasn't even what I came to him for.
Okay. Well, you know what? It sounds like, let's just say I take you on your word that you were poorly, let's just say you're poorly represented, okay? There's not much you can do unless it was so detrimental it has totally wiped out your ability to get anything else. I want to ask you straight up, what do you want? When you're calling me, in your mind, you had a scenario. What is a perfect scenario in your mind? I just need to know where we're going with this.
That he dismisses himself, and I don't have to pay him anything if I'm awarded.
All right.
Because
no, I understand. How much does he want?
Whatever I'm awarded, he wants a portion.
What portion does he want? The original portion or something different?
He said he wants attorney's fees.
Okay. Did he say how much?
No.
Okay. What does the letter say?
It says...
I want you to read it.
Okay. This letter is acknowledging the withdrawal. You're no longer represented by Joseph Whitcomb, and for disability benefits before the Department of Veterans Affairs. I no longer represent you, and have, he says, and is still eligible to receive attorney fees. And I can't get other attorneys to take this on because he's still attached.
No, I understand that. I don't understand what he's saying, and I think you deserve clarification. Let's put it that way. So I think we should call this attorney, and you have to give us permission. He has to know you give us permission. His name is Whitcomb. What's his first name?
Joseph.
Joseph Whitcomb. How'd you find Joe Whitcomb?
Just looking for disability attorneys.
Where, under the bed? I mean, where?
No, he was in the phone book.
What's that? Did you, honest to God, open a phone? No, I'm just kidding with you, though. Emmett, did you, honest to God, open a phone book?
Yeah, honest to God.
A phone book?
A phone book.
Was it yellow?
An old phone book. Yeah.
Where was it? How long? That was 4 years ago? Emmett, how old are you, out of curiosity?
I am 59.
What's your disability?
My feet. I have disabilities with my feet.
Is it service-connected?
Yes, it is.
What happened? What happened?
Plantar fasciitis. I was not supposed to be let into the military.
Gotcha.
They let me in.
Gotcha.
And my feet got worse.
Got you. No, I understand that. And so what was your rating?
They gave me, I've gone from 30 to 60 back to 30.
Why did you go back to 30?
That is something I've been trying to find.
Okay, how did you get to 60?
They gave me a 60 rating. 30
so
for each
they
foot.
just voluntarily went from 30 to 60 upon examination or something, a routine?
Yeah, they examined me and
I got you. Now,
foot.
then did they also, under examination, put you back to 30? Or did you just get a random letter?
No, they said they made a mistake and took me back to 30.
Got you. Okay. When was that?
That would have been back in 2000 and 2000. Geez, I've been fighting for so long. 2008.
Are you eligible for Social Security disability?
Yes, I am.
Did you get it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you're on both VA and Social?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, what increase would 60 give you? 60%.
Well,
in dollars.
I'm not sure. I can't remember what it was. Around like 1,400 or something like that.
Extra?
Yeah.
1,400 extra?
Yeah.
So it'll go retroactive from the time you filed. We just listen. You have a very reasonable request. Why? What does this attorney want, and why? I agree with you. I do. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hey, I know I'm withdrawing from this case, but I'm still eligible. It's weird that an attorney would withdraw from the case and say, I'm still eligible.
If you get anything, it would be under the case I told you.
It's quite slow in a few spots. Westbound I-70 really heavy in the elevated portion. In both directions of I-270, solid slowness in the Commerce City Drive. If you can, just avoid that stretch altogether. Downtown, both directions of I-25, sporadic delays between I-70 and 6th Avenue. And coming out of the Tech Center, northbound I-25 there, but stop and go from 225 traveling up towards Colorado. Once you get north there, it does improve a little bit. The weather forecast, light snow and fog around the area today. Chilly, a high of only 25 tonight. Snow and fog continue, a low around 2. Right now, light snow and 16 with your traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
It's the middle of the day, and snacks are calling your name. Answer with P3 Portable Protein
guys, I'll
Pack.
be doing a spot
meat,
here.
cheese, and nuts are high in protein to keep you going while you're out and about. Grab the more interesting way to get your protein with P3.
Centeno Schultz through Regenex, they're kind of affiliated because Dr. Chris Centeno started Regenex. Now, they have a research study going on, a true research study where you can get free stem cell treatment, free, no cost. All you have to do is contact them under 2 conditions. You have a rotator cuff shoulder tear, okay, or an ACL in the knee tear. An ACL tear or rotator cuff tear. If you suspect you have a tear, you should contact them because it's only for the shoulder and the knee for free stem cell therapy. This is a research study. Now, of course, you can always call them about their seminars and about about evaluations for regular treatments, but the research study is free. 303-963-9201, 963-9201.
DIY project at home. Then you realize convenience isn't always easy. The why in DIY doesn't mean why is this so hard. At ADT, we DIFY. Do it for you. We customize and install a secure smart home that you control from the palm of your hand or the sound of your voice. Smart security, designed and installed just for you with ADT. Visit ADT.com/smart to learn more. License information available at ADT.com. ADT. Real protection.
Hello, beautiful. I'm Amy Eric, founder of Madison Reed, a hair color company I named after my daughter. One of the things I value most in life is time. Time to spend with my daughter, time to spend with family, and the time I put into my company that's reinventing the way women color their hair. The busiest, most successful women I know use Madison Reed, the amazing hair color hack. In under an hour and for less than $25, Madison Reed delivers gorgeous, shiny, multi-dimensional, healthy-looking hair with an ammonia-free formula. You'll look like you just came from a salon, but the reality is you have more me time to do what you love. Things get busy. Let us take care of you and your hair. Find your perfect shade at madison-reed.com and get 10% off plus free shipping on your first color kit. Use code DenverHair. That's code DenverHair. Try it.
So
That's
I pay $1,100 a month for insurance. I go to the doctor
charged with a DUI.
with a fucking earache,
Good
and I pay $149. Now tell me what the $1,100 a month pays for.
Nothing.
Fuck no, sir. Fucking Obama can just suck my shit.
We were just talking about on the way down.
It's not insurance. It's not insurance.
No, you don't have
Pay for the ability
when
not to have
when
insurance.
they say people are uninsured, here's another thing.
Everybody is.
These people, when they say, what are you going to do about the 20 million that are now insured that'll drop off if Trump messes with it here? So listen, I know a young woman, okay, she's supposedly insured with subsidized rates, right? $6,000 deductible. So I asked, that woman is uninsured because if she gets
You have her on chest
and it costs her
card,
$1,500, she may as well be uninsured because of her.
Cheaper than getting a mouthful of veneers.
Why?
Orthodontics and TMJ.
Seriously.
Gotcha, brother.
They can't pay them.
100 303 690
I want to know how later.
00.
It's free.
Stores at
You
Ankmar.com.
gotta pay
Everything
$15
doors
for
since
the rest of your life.
1956.
Oh, Ideal Home Loans, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. First and foremost, you have the rate guarantee. So if I refinance with you or close on a new home and rates go down, even just by 0.75% over the next 2 years, I do it all over again, free of charge to get the lower rate. And it happens every time I close or refi, I get another 2-year guarantee. Now, here's another thing. Let's say I want the low rate, but I don't want to go back to 30 years. I want to keep my loan shrinking in years, but get that low rate. You got the name your own term loan. That's right, 18 years, 17 years, 26 years, whatever you want, you get. So you got the rate guarantee and that custom term. Don't forget pre-approvals. You're approved, not pre-qualified, approved, like a cash deal. Oh man, this is great. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000, 867-7000.
Denver's Talk Station.
Is he giving you times?
Yeah, but how does he know now? He said he all of a sudden knows.
I went to traffic.
But how? They can't do it instantly like that.
Yeah, they did.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Thank you for calling and for trusting us to help you. I'm going to go and get you in how you guys are holding here. Emmett's got a problem. Wait. Emmett, we just had, right? We're working on that one. Jesse, what's going on with you? Jesse.
Yes.
What's happening?
I need some advice on possibly consolidating some high interest debt. It's my mom's debt. She's got about $12,000.
Your mom has 12. Hey, tell me about your mom, Jess. How old?
She's 62.
Is she retired?
She's on disability.
On Social Security disability?
I think so.
Okay, well, did she ever work?
She did work.
Okay. 62 years old on SSDI. What else?
My stepdad, who she's married to, is 82 years old.
Okay.
He's retired.
Is he disabled?
Security. He's not disabled.
Okay.
He still works a little bit part-time.
Keep going.
So
how much debt does she have?
$12,000 in this high interest debt, and then $35,000 left on her home, and that's it.
What's the $12,000?
$5,000 on one credit card, $6,700 or so on a different credit card.
All right.
About
there are a number of things she can do. First of all, I mean, there's a number of things you can do. She can refinance her house. What's her rate at right now? And I don't mean going back to 30 years. She owes 32 grand on a house. What is it worth?
She lives in Kansas, maybe 150 at best, 125.
Okay. Well, I believe even Ideal Home Loans, I think they're licensed there. But here's the deal. Refining the house, getting that knocked out, but then she's got to throw away the credit cards if she can't control them. Credit is a tool. It's not extra income. And it's too many people refi, get rid of that debt, and end up putting it right back on the card again because it's empty. Also, you don't want to be financing consumables over 30 years. But if she refinances, how many years left on her loan?
A handful, I think less than 10. And
well, then she listen.
4.75%.
What is it? 4 3/4?
4 3/4
right.
already.
All right. She can get a second line of credit. She can get a reverse loan, or she can get a regular loan. A reverse loan, they're not going to get much money, and reverse loans are only for a very few. But sometimes it works. Or she, if she didn't. I don't know what the homestead exemption is, and I don't want anyone, do not email me about this. I am giving plain advice. I'm not saying what you should do. But let's say there's a homestead exemption that protects the house. She could simply do bankruptcy. What does she care? I mean, she could just say, I'm sorry, I made mistakes. I need a fresh start. Goodbye. And it would go away. But if she has too much equity, that would be a problem. And sometimes, well, a lot of equity is protected through what's called a homestead exemption. For example, in Texas, you can't touch equity. That's why a lot of these guys from Enron, these dirtbags, they bought houses with their money, paid cash, and that money became, so when they went belly up, they couldn't be touched. Do you know what the homestead exemption is there in Kansas?
No, I don't.
Part of it's federal, so maybe it is federal, Mark. I don't know. What I'm getting at is this. Explore all options. And bankruptcy, she might say, oh, never. Okay, fine. But, when people say, oh, never, I often wonder why. Because it's there for very specific reasons. And I don't want to hear anyone because I get so tired of people saying, now, I get them. I don't like in my heart, in my spirit, people who simply live a life of luxury and all this, and then say, oh, sorry, I'm going bankrupt, tough on you. I don't like that. But, I'm not, but bankruptcy is there for a reason. It's there for people who've lost jobs. It's there for giant recessions. It's there for this. It's there for that. I have my own code when it comes to that. But your code might be different. I'm not going to judge anyone. Mark?
I play by the rules. Whatever the rules are set up as, that's what you do. But Kansas, he's lucky. 100%.
Okay, so they can't touch your house. Thank you for looking that up, Mark. They can't touch your house. A bankruptcy would make it go away tomorrow. It would. I know you're thinking, or I don't know you're thinking, but you might be thinking, oh, God, we don't want to do that. But
why? He didn't set the rules. Why not play by the rules that were set up?
Yeah.
So what would be the very, very first step to go down that bankruptcy?
You call a bankruptcy attorney.
Okay.
And then you just, now, here's something else. Do they have any money in the bank?
No.
Do they have any expensive cars?
They're all paid off. I mean, she's got a newer Edge.
That stuff's not going to matter. What's going to matter? Any jewelry or artwork?
No, they're down to nothing but the equity in their home.
Well, they're in a prime situation where they can get out of debt tomorrow. You call an attorney and you now listen again. I don't want to hear emails like I said, we all have our own codes, our own fly, no fly list. And you do it by what is good for your conscience, even if it is legal. Like Mark says, play by the rules. Yes, you can. Or you can be stricter if you want. I'm just telling people what's there.
Man, up to $20,000 in equity in your car in Kansas. Man, they have got some liberal rules on bankruptcy compared to Colorado.
Okay. Now, Andrea. What's going on, Andrea? Andrea?
Oh, yes.
What's going on? What's going on with you?
Hi, Tom.
You're having a good day already.
Or a few drinks.
You hitting the sauce? Or no, just kidding.
I was on pause.
What's happening?
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
My mother purchased a car from Car House.
Okay.
Okay.
When?
This was in, I want to say, was it August?
Of?
Of 2018.
Okay, and how much?
We're still paying on it.
How much though was the purchase price, not the finance price? Like was it a?
She said $6,000.
Okay, and another quick question: what kind of car?
It's a 2004 Kia.
Kia, and how many miles?
140.
Yep, same old story. It's over 100. People make this mistake all the time. What was her payment, or what is her payment?
Close to 400, $390 a month.
For how long?
For 2 years, I think.
She could have had a brand new car for less money with a 10-year warranty.
Okay.
A brand new car. No, I'm serious. Without spending any more money, she could have had a brand new car. But too late. What can we help you with?
So, Tom, since she got the car, the alternator, I had to replace the alternator.
Well, of course. It's got, I wouldn't doubt there's 20 things you had to do. How much did you spend in total?
Total right now we're at $2,000.
In addition to the purchase.
In addition to the
purchase. Now, I'm doing this for those listening. Andrea, I don't want you to get upset with me. I'm doing this for people listening. So we have Andrea's mom. What's her first name?
Joe.
Joe. So Joe bought a car with 140,000 miles. She's paying $390 a month for 2 years. Had an additional $2,000 added to it for maintenance. Probably is going to need more. For less money, for way less money, she would have had a brand new car paid off, less payments in 3 years, and none of those repair bills because she has a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And I'm telling people, you think, I don't want payments, I don't want this, I don't want that, I would just want to buy a cheap car, and you end up being in more debt than buying a new one. And you have it, and then here's the secret, do not stop before it's paid. Once that new car's paid, she could have had a 3-year loan done. She's in it, and then now you're in it to win it once you pay. You pay, and every year you have it, you're beating the system. You have to curb your desire. Young people, they want to churn them like underwear. You can't do it. Right. You have to stay in it. Now, let's see what we can do to minimize this damage.
Okay.
What is going on? By the way, just so you know, CarHop has nothing to do with this. I mean, they don't owe you a dime unless they lied or cheated you when you bought it.
So this is what I'm feeling. I know they may not be responsible. However, when we took it to their mechanic to have it, looked at and stuff.
Yes, what?
And they said that it was the battery, so I replaced the battery.
No, we're not. Hold on. Andrea, I'm going to come back, and we're going to get to some solutions. Yes, solutions. Whether they're doable or not, we're going to get to some solutions. But we don't have to go through the list of what's wrong, even if it's their mechanic. Because what we have to get at is what they did wrong. And then what can we do to make it all better?
This report is sponsored by P3 Portable Protein Packs.
Here's
the more
something
interesting
incredible.
way to get your protein.
So Addie's car, I bought brand new, 2018 Elantra. Okay? She gets rear-ended. I paid $12,500 for the car plus tax. $12,500 including everything. Brand new. Brand new. It's probably going to be totaled. That fucking bitch hit her so hard. It's not good. She's had a headache, everything. But anyhow, so I get the...
a young person with whiplash is not a small thing.
No, it affected her
a long time, Mark.
Let me go back to this. So here's what happens. She gets estimate back yesterday from Michael's Auto Body, who we always use. They're great guys.
Hold on one second.
Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K-How.
It's the middle of the day, and snacks are cold.
Okay, fine, thank you.
Answer with P3 Portable Protein Pack.
It's unbelievable car, too.
Nuts are high in
all the
protein
safety features.
Tells
you when cars are
okay, guys.
Camera, back it up.
IconEyeCare.com. Thousands and thousands of LASIK procedures. They started with the $400 an eye LASIK procedure. Quality and cheap. I mean, come on. And if you want the clear lens exchange like I had, you will see perfectly forever and never need glasses. They'll never get old. You'll never get cataracts. The clear lens exchange. And then, of course, regular cataract surgery. It is IconEyeCare.com. Look for Icon Eye Care. 866-GOT-ICON.
Okay, and so $12,500. She's had the car 1 year. Basically $2,000 in payments.
Yes.
So no money down. We owe basically $11,500 on it. Okay.
Yes.
If car's totaled, I'm going to get a check for $15,000. Explain that. I actually have positive equity.
You make money when you buy, Mark, on anything. That's when you make your money, when you buy. Our biggest problem with cars is desire. People, if they buy even a bad car, they can stay in it and pay it off. But first of all, this notion of buying a used car is the worst thing. It's the #1 mistake young people make. Buying a used car. It's the first thing that can literally dictate their financial future. It can. I know a guy that never got a foothold in life, never, because of a fucking car that went to another car, that went to a muscle car, to a Corvette. He was so deep in debt that he never got a foothold, and by the time he did, he was an information line to late 20s, affected by addiction. And it all started because he wanted a car that made him look like he had a big information. That's why addiction. What to look for? What are the habits? How do I approach the addict? It's very sad. Anything you ever ask free of charge, complimentary, and a loving staff. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
I'll save $6,000 compared to leasing and turning it over.
Yeah, well, that's crazy. Yeah, but there are ways to lease and still come out ahead. Sure. If you want new cars, if you do it right, this idea of used cars is just amazing. It's amazing. Pieces of crap.
Yeah, and you get
also you can pay cash. You
300 here, 200 here, 2,000 here. You know, you just keep putting money into used cars.
Not like that, it's the inconvenience.
Right?
You know, when you would
got to take the car into the
you want to take a trip and all of a sudden, oh jeez.
That's why I love Sheridan Auto Tech. All of those ingredients go into Sheridan. They're located conveniently in Lakewood on Colfax, just west of.
But these used cars for $12,500, that's a pretty small car. But it's a great, nice car for a kid. Holy cow. Front wheel drive.
About 40% of Americans.
It's amazing though, they give you 15 grand. We were hoping for a total, I'm sure.
That number's more like 75%. Reports
so is your daughter, have you taken her in to get checked out?
She had an MRI that night and a CAT scan, man. What worries me is she's had a lingering headache now in 5 days. She's going to see her PC today.
She has whiplash, possibly concussion.
Well, you're right, because I don't think, would that show up in an MRI?
I don't think so.
30, come back, or to a spot.
I know.
Fix it.
CAT scan.
Just, what am I talking about here?
Those MRIs can see ligaments.
Can you use words? Use your words. Thank you. And is it a 30 fix it?
Up to $12,000 a year, and you may
that woman hit her so
That's fun. Use your words.
Call 303-695-7000. That's 303.
No, because those are rear end. They generally never do. They cause more harm than good on a rear end situation. And the other lady's car, I don't think.
You know what I say about Fix It? You know what I say about Fix It 24/7? You can get free second opinions at any time for major repairs, or you can get Find the Problem for $39. They're the $39 people. I mean, find the problem. That's no small thing. An electrical problem can take hours. Whatever they find, then they give you the option of fixing it. They give you a full written report that's yours free of charge. I mean, for just the $39. If you decide to have the work done, they credit the $39. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
The unemployment rate is at a 48-year low. Most people who want to work are working. If you're trying to fill open positions at your business, you'll have to find your next candidate from the...
Steve, what's your nationality with your name?
I want to know if I should hate you.
It's Ukrainian.
What's your nationality? I want to know if I should hate you.
My brother did like the little test with it.
Did you hear what Liam Neeson said? Yeah. Now, but here's what I want to, again, I never, ever, ever condone any of that shit, but I didn't understand it. What was he saying? Oh yeah, he did say he was literally looking for a confrontation with a black man.
To kill him, because one of his relatives got
and it wasn't just the guy that did it. He just said he was just
a black man.
He had race, but how honest is it though that this guy is actually? I mean, he's like kind of confessing.
Honest.
He was confessing.
Well, of course it's racist.
I mean, but you got to go back to the situation. It's definitely racist.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Genesis Total Exteriors, by the way. That's the name of the guy that I recommend, Mark Szymanski, Genesis, for home improvements, on my referral list, because right now we get so many contracting complaints. Please, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. That's all you have to look up. Genesis, like the Bible. TotalExteriors.com. Okay, so let's talk to Andrea about CarHop. Andrea.
Yes, I'm here.
Now, wait a minute here. Okay, 140. I want to make sure I have... Okay, so what happened with Andrea is very simple. Her mom bought a car, and now it's her mom, Joe, bought a car, and it's a piece of crap. I mean, it's had 140,000 miles. They put $2 grand into it. They got problem after problem after problem. First and foremost, Andrea, you should stop going to CarHop. There's no reason to go back to the people you don't trust. But where does this stand today? Where does this stand today, Andrea?
So today we are still, the car is in the shop.
In what shop?
More Automotive.
Okay. Oh, I don't know who they are, but go ahead.
So he said that the timing belt has gone out.
No. The timing belt has not gone out. The timing belt needs to be done because all timing belts need to be, well, not all. If it's a chain, I don't want to get into that. But on most cars, timing belts, you have to do them at around 60, some on the outside 90, but 60, and again at 120. So guess what? You know, this thing probably never had it done, and that has nothing to do with CarHop. You would have known that if you did 1 minute of research that any car with 140,000, you automatically assume you got an $800 bill for timing. So that's not their problem. I just want people to know I'm not going to tippy-toe because I want you to be armed and dangerous with real information. So what else in addition to timing belts?
The water pump.
Okay, that's normal for 140,000 miles. What else?
Let's see, what else?
It's all normal.
Yes.
It's all normal.
Basically, what I think, so I understand that it's not all CarHop's fault. However, my mom is
Tell me what part is CarHop's fault?
Is 77, and I think they just put this car off on her because they
probably did. They screwed her.
You know, Andrea.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
But unless they did something wrong, we need to analyze the deal. I need to talk to your mom is what I need to talk to if you'd be so kind to hold. And anyone else that wants to chime in on this, chime in. Or if you want to call. We have more coming up.
2019 is here, and rates are still in the low 4s. Denver's housing market
is continuing to increase in value, with over 35,000 more families moving.
Do you have the
annually? The Feds continue to raise short-term rates, like auto loans, credit cards, but many of our clients are paying off their credit cards before rates increase again. Others are doing much-needed home improvements, like new carpet, kitchens, finishing basements, etc. And then some...
So you said you did the Native
Yeah, my brother did.
You're full Indian.
I actually am Native American.
Oh, I just did finally the test. You know the ones I bought how long ago? A year? I finally did the test. Those tests don't expire, do they?
I don't know.
It was all sealed. But I did the test and sent it in. Stephanie made me sit down and actually get it done.
You know, I don't know. They might expire. How long does a spit last on a swab? I don't know.
Oh, I didn't spit though, Martin. I just had a kick. I didn't do it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I thought you were saying you packed it up and it sat there.
Oh, no. Yeah, that would have been bad.
But it might still work. I mean, you'd think they grabbed DNA off these cars 20 years ago.
Now, listen, you're right, Mark, they do, but I sent in 22 DNA.
See what happened.
My favorite one is the $20 one, Dan. It said, "What do you think you are?" And he said Asian or something. It came back, he was Asian. Then he had a real one done, completely different.
It's actually pretty interesting.
$20. He got it on Groupon.
Did you complain about that?
Did you do the medical too then?
Dan, which one did you do that said that you were Asian?
Oh, that was a crappy one that I got from, in fact, I just had a swab. Groupon. I got a Groupon on it.
Hey, what do you think you are? Korean? Hey, guess what? You're Korean.
Send him the thing. Look at a picture.
What a great,
it's like 20
another great business model. You got to go. How do they do a full DNA test for $20 and ship everything and do everything else? They don't.
You know what they say?
Nope. You read the fine print, it says, "This is really nothing. We're just sending you a fucking Q-tip."
This could not be used as a house.
It's the most expensive Q-tip.
Have a picture of yourself.
Some guy in his basement putting Q-tips in a fucking envelope.
Then throw it away when he gets it back.
Did you do the medical and find out what?
He did. He wouldn't tell me.
Oh, really?
I didn't do it. I didn't do it myself.
Mine came back so perfect. I fucking loved it. My medical, I had no markers.
And I was happy.
It freaked the shit. Suzanne had some markers that freaked her out. it makes you go, it makes you basically agree that the next thing you see might upset you for the rest of your life.
I think it's probably.
Do you want to know?
Right.
Well, like say, there might be some stuff that you can do to help prevent, you know,
helping catch it pre.
She filled in a lot of these. Once you get the results back, you'll start getting things from other companies saying, hey, release our results, and we can even get more detail for you. So she started going down that rabbit hole. I said, fuck that, man. I am not releasing my shit to the general public.
Cancer later, you know? Here's some insurance I can sell you.
Exactly.
It's like, come on, man.
I used my wrong birthday, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't you think if you have a bunch of markers for, let's say, Alzheimer's, cancer, just horrible markers, doesn't mean you're going to get it, but your probability is way higher. Don't you think health insurance and life insurance should be judged off those compared to if you're no markers? If your driving record's bad, you fucking pay more. So why not if your markers are bad, you pay? Yeah, why? I don't understand the whole argument.
Because you can't help your genes.
If you're prone to diabetes, why should you pay the same amount of money?
I agree with that.
But that has been
Because you're healthy and I'm healthy.
That has been fought and killed because of the idea of
conditions.
But it's not profiling. It's literally genetics. There's no profile.
Yeah, but bad driving isn't genetics.
I don't know. Women in general.
Whoa,
back up.
I mean, you could take a blood test.
That's arguable.
Blood pressure. Now we can more, but we can't.
Tommy, are you done with the car hop problem? I was on the phone when we went to break.
There's people that smoke their entire life, they'll die of lung cancer. How come they pay higher rates?
love the way
George Burns, 101 years old.
Oh, because he had great genes.
Levi.
In the granite business, granite fabric.
He had guests.
No, there's people that are you're right. Uninsurable. And stuff. I mean,
yeah, but why do they charge more for a guy that smokes? That doesn't mean he's going to die of lung cancer. But yet, if you're 90% likely to drop dead of cancer, they can't charge you more.
You will go to the show.
Or how about where you live? I guarantee if you live in Detroit, your chances of dying are a fucking hell of a lot higher than if you live in Franktown, like it or not. If my car is parked in Detroit, my insurance costs more than it does in Franktown.
So you're saying life insurance would not be more in Detroit? I don't know.
No, because same with your skydive. Why is it more if you fucking skydive? Most skydivers don't die from skydiving.
Charge and a civil procedure.
Tom, get this shit fixed, man.
Like rock climbing too, a lot of those and stuff just because they
I did have to get it right around mine.
Military, I understand. Most places
they won't pay.
They simply won't insure you.
Right.
But you can buy insurance through the military. But it's only like for $100 grand or something.
I think they've upped that stuff.
It's just weird that they look at life insurance and health insurance differently.
No, I agree. It's like say
they're actuals. You take actuals.
But it's something that you can't help. Well, yours one now, though. If you're a boy, you pay a higher car insurance than you do a girl.
And you can't help that.
Exactly. To me, that is total.
Because they're actuals. Boys get into more actuarials.
I know.
Actuarials. They want to go faster.
I know, but the same thing can be used in genes. You can't. I know.
They don't.
You got to fix that, Tom.
No, you're right about actuarials. They go by actuarials.
But they don't on some shit.
Yeah.
Like new carpet, kitchens, finishing basements, etc. And then some are just putting
if your mother and her mother and her grandmother and her grandmother's grandmotother all had breast cancer, there's a hell of a shot you're going to have breast cancer.
Specifically available for those self-employed, for those without W-2s. You now have options.
I'm there with you.
720-895-0500.
How do I get mine just go down? Mark, that's what we want.
Since 2001.
Your what?
Mine to go down.
Your car insurance?
All my insurance.
Well, health insurance, but I'm gonna get a catastrophic plan. I did not realize I can go into Kaiser and pay cash. So I'm gonna literally ask them, how much is a normal checkup?
Yeah.
And I bet it's less than I pay with the fucking insurance right now.
Oh my God.
Or one of these doctors on online you talk to.
That's for your family, though, right?
That's what I mean. mean, then catastrophic. If there's hospitalization, then you have the catastrophic.
1,100 for 3 of you?
Yeah.
That's not pretty
Not
good.
bad. I pay cash for everything.
That's still not that bad.
You missed it. They don't pay anything. They don't pay anything. You pay. I pay them to pay them.
But you think they're going to pay.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. I'm your consumer advocate, and I hope I can help you. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, and Approval Reverse. I'll tell you about Frank later. Approval Reverse. You heard that elderly couple call, or that woman with a mom? I said, or the guy with the mom and the dad. Approval Reverse is a place to go to get the truth about reverse mortgages. Why? Because they're not appropriate for most people. They're actually really good for some that have a lot of equity. They're kind of alone. They're not going to leave that equity. They want to live off it. You'll never be responsible for paying it back, ever. The most you can be responsible for is your home. You can simply surrender your home upon death to the estate. The estate can surrender it. Or you can surrender it and move to Florida or whatever you want. They'll never come after you and hound you. Most of the time that doesn't happen, though. ApprovalReverse.com. That's where you get the truth. Joan Sullivan and her team. Andrea called about her mom having a problem with car hop. We're with Larson Tax Relief, guests in the house, and we're talking about help with problems with the IRS. I can't stress that enough. They help people in trouble. And we're going to talk to them about it because so many listening right now, they're doing this. Blah, 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 blah. They're not listening. They're plugging their ears and going blah, 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 because they don't want to hear this. Stop plugging your ears. It's true. IRS problems don't get better. They don't go away. So I'm going to ask Jack Larson, who's with us, and Steve Sissick is also with us, and he's with them. He's an attorney at law. Jack Larson is the owner. I want to ask about one of the most extraordinary cases you've ever handled. Tell me about one. Come on. I know. Listen, I know you guys don't advertise. This person owed $985,000. We got her off for 6 cents. I know you don't advertise that like a lot of places, but I'm sure you've run across some offers and compromise that blew your mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's always the situation.
Do you have anything
where
that comes
it
to
just
mind?
Surprises you almost.
Anything
that
come to mind?
As successful as it is. Yeah, I mean, I had one recently. It was a really good one in that it was a successful offer that I never thought the IRS would.
How much did they owe?
To. $982,000.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
almost $1 million bucks.
And
what
failed business essentially. The issue was that there was a piece of property that the IRS wanted to take, but there was also a bank going after it as well. And so really,
and the IRS takes precedent, right?
Yeah, well, of course they do, right? So what we ended up doing is having the individual sell the piece of property, the bank got their piece, and we ended up sending what was left from the equity in that property to the IRS.
That was it. That's all you had to do.
That's the offer. And what they ended up doing is that there were creditors after that money as well. And so we said, all right, well, we'll send it to the IRS as a down payment so that the creditors can't get it. And so the IRS held on to that. It held on to that $50,000 for the better part of 8 months, and we didn't know what was going on.
And then
my client
said,
no longer has a business. You know, they're working W-2 jobs. They don't have any money.
Yeah.
And I got a letter last month. Yeah, we'll take the $50,000. All is good. My clients, flipped out. They thought it was the best thing in the world. Obviously, they didn't. They were going to lose that money anyway.
Jack, okay, Jack Larson. What's your typical client? We've heard this incredible story from Steve and other stories like it. What's a typical client? Give me an idea. A typical client. The sweet spot.
Our clients owe from $10,000 upwards to $1 million. I think one of the things that was...
What's typical? They owe money. What else? They owe money.
They don't have a plan.
They don't have a plan.
And usually they're just putting their head in the sand.
Are they non-filers or just owe money? Or both?
A little bit of both.
Mostly non-filers when you owe money?
I think that most people believe that if they don't file, they're under the radar. And then actually it raises a red flag. It's the exact opposite. And you had asked what's a good story. One that we recently had was a lady had very little money. She got a garnishment for 25% of her Social Security, and we were able to get her into like a $20 or $25 a month plan instead of $300 or $400 a month. And that doesn't sound like a lot.
No, that does sound like a lot when it comes to the IRS. That's great.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like a lot of money maybe to some people, but to somebody who's on a fixed income, it means the world.
All right. If you have a question for Larson, give us a call. So Andrea, her mom bought a car, 140,000 miles, and yes, she has a bunch of problems. And Andrea feels like, look, they took advantage of a 77-year-old woman. That's possible. It's possible that they saw her and says, you know, she'll probably pay this. She's not going to have a check, you know. But here's the deal. Is it fraudulent? Well, this is where we get into there's nothing you can do when you buy something as is unless you are lied to or defrauded. And then even then you have to do proving it, and then you have to collect damages. So let's just, for argument's sake, say you want to pursue that line. Where did they lie at any time that you can prove at all?
Yeah, this is Joe.
Oh, hi, Joe. I'm talking to the mom directly. Joe, did they directly lie to you?
I think they
not think. What was the lie, dear? What was the lie?
The lie was they gave me a car to go test drive to go get some information from them.
Yes.
I got to Leetsdale and Quebec at the cars.
I didn't hear the lie yet.
Then they came and got another car. Got to the place where I need to go. Came back. It was 6:30.
I didn't hear the lie, dear. I want to know, when you went to buy it, I'm trying to figure out, what did they do to lie to you?
When I was signing the contracts, it's all what I did. If I hadn't signed the contract.
Okay, so what I'm getting at is, see, here's why I'm saying this. It's not that I don't want to help you. I want to have accurate information. So, Andrea, would you say you simply bought the car, or did they say to you, Andrea, this car is in perfect condition, or this car will guarantee, or this car never had a problem, or this car needs nothing? Do you recall any of those words?
So he said that there was nothing wrong with the car, and then I took it to my mechanic, and he said that it was not the battery, it was the alternator. This is where we start with where I come in where I've been putting in money. So they said it was nothing wrong with the car.
All right.
At that point.
All right. So listen.
I know.
There's not much we can do about it unless there were witnesses or recordings, and even then that's weak, but because you signed as is. So let's just say they took advantage of you.
Okay.
It's done, it's over with. We got to make the best of it. So we either fix it and put money into it, or you dump it. And Andrea, do you know you could have had a brand new car, a brand new beautiful car for this?
Well, at the time I was on vacation without permission. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
I was incarcerated when my mother purchased his car.
Okay, so you weren't there to help her, is what you're saying. Okay. Hold on. I like that term. On vacation without permission. Okay. So listen, by the way, how did that work out? Is that straightened out?
I'm straightened out on that.
Good.
Yes.
Now, on this situation, how long has she been paying on it?
We're still paying on it.
All right. Where is it financed through?
Yeah, I think they financed her 3 years. I don't know.
Where? Through where? Through where?
It's only. I don't know.
All right. Okay. Your mom's 77.
Right.
Okay. You want to hear the truth? How she gets out of it? She goes and parks it on the lot and says, "Stick it."
Oh yeah.
Now let's talk about, if you thought you were cheated, that's an option to fight back. Let's talk about what's going to happen.
Okay.
They're going to
go after her.
Yes. Well, first they're going to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're going to apply it to what she owes. The rest will be a deficiency. So let's say there's a $3,000 deficiency. They're going to come after her for it.
Okay.
So what?
Right.
What does she have that they can take? What does she have?
So the paperwork says she has to pay, her last payment is until 2021.
What can they take from her?
Absolutely nothing.
What does she have? Does she have jewelry?
No.
Does she have art?
No.
Does she have a home?
No.
Okay, so she's judgment proof. They get a judgment. Does she have income?
She gets Social Security.
They can't take it.
Okay.
So they get nothing. They get nothing.
So okay.
I mean, Andrea, I'm telling you the truth, and why knock your head up against a wall? But she's going to ruin her credit. Does she care? Is her credit great now?
No.
Is your credit good, Andrea? Is your credit good?
Oh no.
Okay. What are you guys going to do for a car then?
You don't know. That's just it.
Well, okay, but here's the deal. You don't have the money to make this one right, so it doesn't matter. I would literally park it there with a letter saying, you know what, we feel that you cheated us and we're no longer paying on it. Do whatever you have to do.
Maybe do a live Facebook doing something like that.
She's 77. She's 77, has bad credit anyway. She owns nothing, and she's judgment-proof. She doesn't even have to declare a bankruptcy because they can't take anything. She gets Social Security.
I would literally
and by the way,
alive with that.
They cannot take her Social Security, and you better make sure that they know. In fact, I would use the word, she is judgment-proof. She is 77. She doesn't own anything, and she gets only Social Security. So guess what? We're parking this car right here unless, without paying a penny more, you put us in another car. And guess what, Andrea? Here's what's great.
What?
If they put you in another car, Joe, and it happens again, you go right back to them. Because now you're fighting fire with fire. So she's actually judgment-proof. She can go but listen, so you want another car or you're leaving it. And if they say, well, we're going to do this, they're not going to do. She'll face the regular credit problems. Who cares? I would say this, Andrea. If it was my mom and I was in the same situation with the same credit, I'd say, Mom, go park it. But first talk to him. And here's what you're going to do.
Okay.
You owe $390. You want a better deal, and you want another car to drive away in. How is she going to pay $390 through 2021?
Right, that's what they...
Well, why did she do it?
She wrote it down there. I told her
now you tell it. Listen, Andrea, I would say, look, guys, you probably take recourse on this, which means they have to pay it off if your mom doesn't. You say, you do whatever you have to my mom, but she's bringing this car back.
Okay.
And unless, and then you put her in another car, and we want better payments for a shorter amount of time. It doesn't matter. You look at it, you call me. If they decide to put her in another car, fine, try it. If it doesn't work, boom, right back again. But Andrea, do not co-sign.
I won't. No.
Let me know how. Wait, Mark wants to talk to you off the air.
Okay.
So we're going to call you after the show. Hold on. Get that information for Mark, Suzanne. Okay, we got more coming up.
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
Can you imagine a 77-year-old woman driving that car back there?
You screw a woman like that, you deserve what you get.
What's he call it? A vacation?
Without permission.
I've never heard that.
Pretty much changing traction laws.
You say the IRS can come after Social Security?
Idaho Springs traveling out west. A tough drive in the mountains. Also getting
the IRS can. Government can come after government.
And this was a friend's mom that we did it for, so we helped her out. And it was right before the government shut down. So if she had a garnishment, we were able to get it reduced before the shutdown, because once the shutdown happened, you're stuck.
6:30.
You just do the garnishment.
It doesn't matter what time it is. White Castle sliders are always the perfect
I just don't understand that whole thing.
100% beef
The only thing that was
How, whoever came up with that? Why did they even shut it down? They're going to pay them. They get less work out of them.
We should be more upset about our debt.
Oh, I agree. I'm there with you. Even though many people say, oh, yeah, no problem. They should have passed the bill back when you're...
Okay, guys. BioT is the best delivery method for your hormones, 60 or 30. And that is what they do at Revitalized Health. They also do other treatments that defy age. I urge you to check them out at 470 and Ken Carl. Just remember this, and you'll remember them. TheHormoneBros.com. Three brothers, healthcare, they're great people. You'll love the place. TheHormoneBros.com. They do Juvederm fillers, microneedling, thread lifts. TheHormoneBros.com.
You know they're here tomorrow, right?
$20 prepaid Visa
All right.
by mail with the purchase of a Napa
That's
Legend
cool.
premium
Thank you
battery.
for reminding me. I didn't know, so you're not reminding me. You're telling me, but thank you for telling me.
I don't know who's coming. He's got Joe down there.
The Napa Legend premium battery and $20 back. Quality parts, helpful people. That's
okay.
I tell you what, I'm sleeping so much better now. It took me about a month.
For what?
That BioT. The pellets. Oh God, I sleep through. Even now, if I do wake up, Jack, I go back to sleep. I didn't ever used to go back to sleep.
Your hormones, you absolutely need supplementation. I mean, everyone does. You stop making the same amount of testosterone and estrogen and maybe even thyroid. So BioT, BioT, you want to optimize it. People, do you know what? Every single person.
2019 is here.
Because
you know,
as you diminish, you need
progressive.
There are very few people that
Send
will.
it to
Now,
me.
by the way,
When I log in, it's
caution
only
you.
my motor.
You go to a regular doctor, and they will say, "Oh, that's normal. You have normal." It doesn't mean it's normal, Jack.
But it means what everybody else is.
It's normal for your age.
Yeah.
But so is dying. So is gray hair. So is arthritis. But it doesn't mean you accept it.
And then some are just putting money away.
Tom's 89.
720-895-0500. Have you heard?
No, that's one of the better
Available
things.
for those self-employed.
One of the best or maybe second best that's why from the referral list.
Take aim. 720-895-0500. Your locally owned and trusted mortgage broker since 2001, where we specialize in you, the customer.
Hey, Tom, 10 seconds.
0500. That's 720-895-0500.
Fix It 24/7. We'll come out and tune up your furnace, take care of it for $39. And a tune-up and a clean is way more than you'll ever get anywhere else. They remove the blower cage, they take the burners out to the extent they can, they adjust everything, clean everything, make sure it's up to specs with a no breakdown guarantee, just $39. It will extend the life of your furnace. 720-526-3939. The $39 people, 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. Adults who have crooked teeth and always wanted to deal with them, there is a way to do that. Dr. Kent Lawson has pioneered tactics for adults. Straighten your teeth, widen your palate, take care of jaw alignment, help you with TMJ, stop sleep apnea with natural means in 2 years or less, way cheaper than getting a mouthful of veneers. Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, 303-690-0100. 303-690-0100.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
What will be more interesting, President Trump's State of the Union speech or Democrat Stacey Abrams' response? And will either be more interesting than the Super Bowl was? Let's react Wednesday morning at 6 here on 630 K-How.
Oh, I thought the
promo's a
speech
day old.
I thought the speech was way more entertaining than the Super Bowl.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Charlie's got a question about plumbers. We have Larson Tax Relief. I have some social media questions coming up. People watching our stream for them. I'll get to. Also, we have lines open at 303-713-TALK. Charlie, what is your question, sir?
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. What's happening?
Help that you do for Denver.
Thank you.
So I have been living at this townhouse. It's a duplex for 6 years. Had no issues. Yesterday, a plumber came by because we're selling the place, to run a camera down the sewer. Ran the camera, supposedly provided a video. I haven't watched it yet. It's on DVD. I'm going to check the meta tag on that to make sure it's all actually up to date. But now, today, we're getting actual backup in the sink. And, of course, he provided a $7,000 estimate to fix the sewer line.
Well, that's weird. Now, listen. The guy that came to inspect the home, why did you get the sewer camera to begin with? That's not a normal pre-buy, unless some problem is noted.
Okay, so we're the seller. The buyer.
I know.
Yeah. Did the camera? They went upstairs. They removed the
hold on
toilet.
though. Just wait though. Way before that. Why? The home was inspected first. Is that right?
No.
So without having a home inspection, they simply said, we want to do the drains first.
Correct.
Okay, so they said, we have someone coming to camera the drains.
Correct.
Okay, and what company went to camera the drains?
Okay, the first company, the buyer's company, I do not know the name of their company.
It's critical that I know that. Okay, so what about the second company?
So look, on the first company, real quick, like, they removed the toilet and the bathtub's upstairs. So they removed the toilet and they went down the drain that way.
And that first company said what?
That the connector between the pipe under the house and to the city apparently was off, and that it looked like it needed to be realigned or redone.
Got you. Okay, that's not uncommon, but it's not under the house usually, because your line, you own from your house out to the street.
Correct.
At the tap, the city takes over.
Correct.
Okay, but here's the deal. When the first drain company said this, what's the name of the second drain company?
The second drain company is Elite Pipe MD.
And what did did they verify?
So they came out, they ran the camera through, I'll read you specifically the description of work performed.
I don't need to know that. I just need to know the findings. I don't care what they did, really. I need to know the findings.
They're saying that there is the debris in the cast iron pipe, and that the line of the pipe is blocked, and that...
Did they say... And by the way, you should have never, if you did, tell the second company that the first company found a problem, nor should you tell them where they found it. Because it's very easy for a company to say, oh, you don't need this $6,000 job, and it's not really, it's only a minor problem, and we can get it done for $1,500. They look like angels. Meanwhile, both companies lied to you. But the one that lied to you cheaper was better. So here's the deal. Did you tell the second company that the first company found a problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did everything wrong. Okay, so the second company then said there's debris, and what did they recommend?
The second company is the company that recommended the $7,000 fix.
Okay, Elite. I really would love to know the name of the first company. I
can try to find out for you.
There's a reason. We're doing an ongoing investigation. And we're interested to see if there's a scam going on with home inspectors and home inspections and people selling. People selling are more likely to say yes to a repair to save a sale than they are. However, don't ever do it. I mean, first of all, even if you do need it, I would recommend you put the money in escrow and do not do it. Let the buyers do all their own stuff. Never, ever, ever. And that's for buyers too, because buyers don't ever let a seller do anything. They're never going to do it as if you would do it. And please, they are not going to do it like you would do it. So in this case, a $7,000 repair, all I can tell you is this. I, first of all, would not trust any of them unless I had my people from my referral list go out there and without telling them, even the ones on my list, without telling them anything.
Every time I hear these plumber ones, man, I just see stars. I'm sick of hearing it.
Yeah. So
well, and now we're actually getting backup.
Okay. I understand. It's like going to a mechanic and all of a sudden something goes wrong. Unless they did something I doubt they did something to purposely back up your drain, because that would be stupid. But what? Or they could have left something in there. I don't really know. But that's where the same solution, no matter what you tell me, is this. You call Plumbline Services, because they have their own sewer and drain division, and you have them do a camera. It's $93 or free. Do you understand this? That means that if they cannot clear that for $93, the call is free, but they give you a full diagnostic. Here's the other thing. If Plumbline has to do something for you, they will guarantee it, and they have cheaper ways. They have pipe bursting and all kinds of new technology that can go inside and literally put a new liner in, and then they burst the outside pipe, and you have a brand new pipe without digging a hole. It's unbelievable. Or without digging a trench. I think there's some access holes. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Why wouldn't you just get it verified with a trustworthy company, or are you automatically going to blame this Elite Pipe MD?
No, completely open-minded to getting it verified.
But do not tell them.
Correct.
I love Plumbline, but I wouldn't tell them. I wouldn't tell them. Not because I don't trust them, because I just want to see what they find. I'm saying, look, I had a little backup. I have some problems. I need you to check my drain. With no history. Let them tell you exactly what's wrong.
And what's your website, Tom?
Well, I'll give you Plumbline's number, but it's referrallist.com. And seriously, man, I'm serious about this. When you get into your new home and stuff, check that out, please, because you don't want to hire. In today's world, in today's climate, you need it better than ever. And I'm just going to say it straight up. Home Advisor does not check out people like we do, nor do they handle problems. Team Logan does not check out people or handle problems. Angie's List does not check out people and handle problems to the same manner we do. None of them do. And next door, never. I don't know why these people, they all popped up. We were the original. But the bottom line is this. I don't care what they tell you. None of them have the level of follow-up and oversight that we have. Not one of them. So I want to protect you in your new home. Are you gonna move out of state, or are you staying here? What are you doing, man?
Yeah, out of state.
Oh, really? Oh, are you tired of the what? Tell me what you're tired of, or why are you moving?
Because of the salary that I was offered in L.A.
Oh, what kind of work?
Overseeing U.S. operations for a software platform.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man. Congratulations. L.A. area, boy, is that expensive. Holy crap. Holy crap, is that expensive. Now, here's the number, 303-586-1086. That's for Plumbline. 303, just tell them you want that 93 or free, or you're just having some drain issues, okay?
Okay.
And would you do me a favor and let me know what happens step by step?
Yes, sir.
And
I'll find out the name of the first company.
Yeah, and if you want me to, oversee anything, if anything it sounds weird, you call me. Okay. That's 303-586-1086. Okay. That is happening more and more and more. You're selling a home, they recommend a drain. Why? Because, listen, let's say you're making $250,000 on your home, and the buyer says, I'm going to walk if you don't do the drain, and the drain is $7,000. Do the math. You're vulnerable and more likely to say yes.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an
Do we have a
iHeartRadio
Plumbline
station.
embedded somewhere? Or no?
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
I'll take that silence as a you don't know. That's fine. Ignorance is bliss.
Are you not supposed to bring up plumbing?
Well,
you said
there's an issue going on right now.
On that drive.
We're working on that.
Country, pretty much changing traction laws in place along.
I'm doing a sleaze brigade. Huh?
Did you hear me on the speakers or no?
No. Say something.
285 over Kenosha Pass. We got traffic in the mountains.
Not even a hint.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
That's strange.
Right now, freezing fog.
Shannon said that he doesn't know what
traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 630 KHOW
for the weekend.
Oh, really?
White Castle sliders are always the perfect snack. The same great, one-of-a-kind, delicious,
frozen food.
sliders from White Castle restaurants are now available.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, guys.
I said the same thing.
Centeno Schultz is the place to get living stem cell therapy. I'm just going to put that right out now. You can get an evaluation, get treatment at any time. You can go to one of their seminars. They are the best, one of the few clinics that do true living stem cell therapy. Now, once I get out there, I want to tell you about Dr. Chris Centeno, because he and his colleagues, through a chain of clinics called Regenex, he started that. They are doing a research study, and you can get free treatment if you have a rotator cuff tear or if you have an ACL knee injury or tear. So they will diagnose and see if you are a candidate. If you are, you get free treatment and follow-up. So please contact them, whether for stem cell therapy or to become part of the study. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. The website, avoidsurgerytoday.com.
Nice doing $1,000.
Oh my God! That's freaking great, man. Hey, this is John, and I just won $1,000.
Keep listening for your shot to win.
630 KHOW.
The 16K a day giveaway on 630 KHOW.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and I trust Fix It 24/7 to take care of it. Fix It 24/7 is offering 77. I heard an interruption, meaning you're trying to speak, but didn't hear you. And let them take care of you. $77 off. 720-526-3939 or fixmyhome.com.
As your business grows, your need for people and the tools to help you recruit them grows with it. Talent Found, a one-stop network for finding, hiring, and developing qualified workers, empowers Colorado employers. Our trusted resource network helps you save time, strategize, seize opportunities, and create the talent pipeline you need to succeed. Build a high-performing team. Start here at talentfound.org.
Sponsored by Talent Found, paired by Colorado Broadcasters Association and this station.
Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, they do what's called the new orthodontics. That's for adults. And for children, the new early orthodontics. And if you take both of them, they both do this. They both give you straight, beautiful teeth in a very short amount of time for a fraction of the cost of cosmetic dentistry and a fraction of the cost of regular orthodontics. Take my children, for example. I spend $140 a month for each child. That's it. No big deposits, no big money at the end. That's it. And they only are going to wear braces for maybe a year. That's because they've been wearing mouthpieces at night that gradually widen their palate. This entire process is incredible. It also will cure any TMJ or sleep apneas. In adults, that's a wonderful thing. Everything is natural. For adults, they do everything in 2 years. For children, it depends on their age. But no matter what, Dr. Kent Lawson is the bomb. You got to contact Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ for whether you have children you want to get into new early orthodontics or yourself for that 2 years to a beautiful smile. 303-690-0100, 690-0100.
When you think about home loans, think Ideal Home Loans and the help they can give you.
That application process, we go through it line by line, and that really allows us to do an effective job to make sure we're doing what's in your best interest.
Call Brent Isaacson and his team at 303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. They can answer all of your home loan questions. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
Income is the outcome that matters in retirement. Visit retirewithtucker.com. Retire happy.
Denver Stock Station. Online at khow.com.
That's what used to happen.
Yeah. Somebody looking into that.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay. I noticed that Ann's been waiting a while, and we'll get to Ann. Then we have some questions for Larson Tax Relief. And by the way, LarsonTaxRelief.com. The number is 844-LARSON-TAX. And you know that's toll-free because they have clients all over the country. We happen to have them right here in our backyard. What's going on, Helen? Ann.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I have a family member in a nursing home facility.
Uh-huh.
And he's been in there since 2013. And so in 2017, they raised the rent, and I found a place that was cheaper, so I was going to move him.
Okay, and then you were going to move him when?
In 2017, November of 2017.
That's when you wanted to move him.
So the owner of the one he's in called me and told me it would be detrimental to his health and that they would keep the rate as it was. And she sent me an email saying that it was she would give me a life contract for the current rate.
A lifelong contract?
Right. He's dying. He's terminal.
How old is he?
59, but he's got something.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness!
Well, actually, he just turned 60. But now, let me tell you what's going on. So that was November of 2017, and I had a really good place to put him, and she talked me out of it.
Right, I understand. She said, "Hey, we'll just keep it where it is. Don't move him."
Exactly, and it was much nicer.
Right.
He knows everyone. He's got severe dementia, so it's not easy for him to move.
Okay, so what happened? What happened?
August of 2018, the nursing home was sold.
See? Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do about that. It was sold.
But I had, according to Colorado.gov, landlord-tenant, all lease terms.
You didn't tell me you signed a brand new lease?
I did not. I have the email from her.
All she has is an email, Tom.
Wait. Do you have a lease with the same amount? When does that lease expire, the one you're currently under?
It's a life contract.
No. You actually have a life contract.
Until he dies,
Hold
Tom.
on. If you have a life contract, then that's it. That's your proof.
I think she was saying month to month.
She says she has a life contract.
With the old price in an email, she has the new price.
Okay, just wait a second.
Wait a minute. So what I have in November of 2017, the prior owner sent me saying that she would keep it the rate. We love him here. We agree to keep his rent as it is and not raise it for
And I have some very basic questions. In November of in October of 2017, was he under a lease at all?
It was month to month. Well, we did the lease in 2013.
Was it forever in 2013? How long was that lease you signed in 2013?
I don't think it ever had an end date.
Okay, well that's impossible. Then it would be invalid. So Ann, you signed a forever lease in 2013. Was there a price on it?
Yeah.
What was the price?
It's $3,500 a month. $3,500 a month plus $3,500 a month.
Then here's the deal. If you have a forever lease, a lifetime lease that you signed with no end date in 2013 for $3,500, then you are set. Okay? That's it. We don't even have to bother what she said. Why do you even care about the email? You already have a lifetime lease. You told me that in 2013 you signed a lease that did not have an end date. And
I'm not 100% sure of that.
Okay, now, let's pretend it does have an end date, like all leases. Let's pretend it's a one-year lease, and then if you don't give notice, it continues month to month. Let's pretend that's what happened. Because I know you're on a month-to-month, and you slipped and told me that 2 times, but you want me to believe something else. But here's what you have to do. You have to let me know truly what's going on, or I can't give you accurate information. So you have a month. Here's what I believe happened. You had a month-to-month lease. That's why they contacted you and said, we are going to raise the rent, because they had a month-to-month, and they could do that with 30 days' notice. So now you said, wait a minute, we're moving. So then in November they say, wait, don't move. We're going to keep it right where it is. Now, if you have an email to that effect, that is, in effect, you could rely on that if you have an email. However, you can only rely on that to the extent that that person can make that promise. If they sell that, unless that email says, and this inures to all of my assigns and successors, then you don't just automatically assign it. And now, if the original lease was truly a lease, leases don't have to be assigned, because they go with the property, and that's why landlords get in trouble when they sell without changing leases. But most leases say to our assigns, or to our successors, or to buyers. But in your case, you don't have a lease, you have an email. So you're limited to the email. And that owner, in sincerity, said, we're going to keep the rent the same. And I'll bet you the owner would continue if they owned the property. Your question really is this. This is really what your question is. Can you use that email and impose it on the new landlords? Now, that's a legal question that I can't answer. I'll tell you why. Because that would literally have to be gone to court. However, I can tell you this. Based on not trials and all, based on experience, I will tell you that no, a new landlord will almost a new owner will almost never inherit any of that. Almost never. Unless there is something so special about that email that it covers each and every circumstance. Steve says that you're an attorney at law and general leases. I mean, you know, this is just law. I mean, but doesn't it make sense that you can't just obligate future owners in an email?
The only thing I could think of would be like equitable estoppel, where it's that law if it's not fair.
Yeah.
You know, that would be the only thing you could. I mean, an email is not a contract.
If you go on Colorado.gov.
Okay, then practice your law. Go ahead, Perry Mason. What does it say?
It says all lease terms, including the termination date and the amount of the rent, must be honored by the new owner.
That's right. That's
in a lease.
That's right. That's right. Where's the lease, Ann? Where's the lease?
Well, don't you consider the email a modification?
No, it is a modification. It's not a lease. So, it's a lease. It's only a modification of rent. Your lease must be honored, Ann. You're absolutely right. So what kind of a lease did you have? What kind of a lease? Tell me. It's going to be honored. What was it?
I can't find it.
I tell you what you have. If your lease expired, it reverted month to month. A month-to-month lease must have the same terms and conditions as the original lease, but it can be modified because the original lease was a year. The new lease goes month to month with the same terms and conditions. That means your new month to month had to carry the same price. The only way they could change it is by honoring the 30-day lease. How do they honor the 30-day lease? By giving you 30 days notice. They're always honoring it. So the new owners will indeed, I'm going to pretend, Your Honor, I don't know what Helen's saying. We do honor the lease. It's a month-to-month lease at the price of $3,500, and we are happy to honor that. But we're giving you 30 days notice that a new month-to-month is being imposed or a new yearly lease. If she does not want to pay the new fee, we will totally honor her existing lease. And you went on to Colorado Gov and you think you're armed and dangerous, and you're not, because what it's saying they're doing. Do you want them to honor the lease from 2013 for another year? They don't have to do that. That lease expired. What you read is correct. If there is an existing lease, they must honor it. You do have an existing lease. What is it? It's a 30-day lease. At the end of that 30 days, you have another 30 days. And they can honor each 30 days as they see fit. So they're honoring it. They're not asking you to leave in 2 days. They're giving you notice. I'm only telling you this to save you a lot of time and trouble. I really am. You know, you go see an attorney and spend $6,000, and he'll tell you that, and he'll fight the case and lose, in my opinion. Tell me what you think you have. What do you think you have?
Well, I have what I consider a lifetime lease.
Tom, is it possible that a nursing home gives a lifetime lease to someone who's terminal, just that they'll keep them there but not keep the same price?
Hold on. Of course it could be.
But it's not a lease. It's an email.
At least you've crystallized this. Hold on. Ann is not stupid. Now she doesn't expect that 2013 lease. She doesn't expect month to month. I heard what she just said. She's not stupid.
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
Let's start with the good news.
She's exactly right. There's one question and one question only, and Mark hit it on. There's one question only.
A good chunk of the morning because the got crashed. All lanes are open, so good news there. Heavy snow falling in spots around the metro.
Timing lined up, so I had to ask her. That's Golden Orchard. So Farrell sold.
But they sold.
Yeah, remember she said she was selling.
Oh, did her husband die?
Her husband died last year. They decided to sell. And I'm sure Farrell said, we'll keep you at this price. But I think the only reason that anything would say lifetime, just meaning until he dies. I bet you in that lease it says, she thinks it means for pricing. I bet it's just, we'll keep him here until he dies. But we can change the price whenever.
They can do a lifetime lease for a price. They can. They absolutely can.
Yeah, I don't think that's what she has, because Farrell went to raise it.
Absolutely.
And she, right.
Well, we have podcasts too. And in one day, the Ron Burgundy
A 30 what?
Just you and me and
Oh.
buttload of time to discuss anything. And I mean anything. Open the free iHeartRadio app. Search Ron Burgundy and tap follow so you don't miss an episode. Wow, instant podcast. The Ron Burgundy Podcast.
Okay, I'm turning it on, guys. Flexident of Colorado.com if you're looking for repairs for your hail. Paintless dent repair is the best if you can do it. And they are the best of the best. That's why they're on the referral list. That's Flexident of Colorado.com. Call Nick and the boys and his wife to get all this done. Yeah, she's really good at it too. 303-619-6273. Up to a $500 discount for Martino listeners. Ask about it. Flexident of Colorado.com.
You don't have anything tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow is Thursday, right? I have.
Sometimes all at once.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday.
I spent years with the symptoms.
Tomorrow is Thursday.
I thought you were asking
Oh no,
today.
tomorrow. So he was asking about tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. I have a showing in the evening. Why?
Okay. But from 1 to 3, we can cut a couple of those things for best ofs, right?
Oh yeah. Well, send me an invite or no, I'll put it down. Whatever you want. Yeah, that's good, Mark.
Gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just.
Today I'm going to look at a place.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI's manageable.
I just can't
But to
believe
get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity.
The real estate market, people are low thinking. I had somebody go, oh yeah, your condo's going to be worth $2.5 million. I'm saying, you know what? You have rocks in your head. I see this. I don't know why I'm the only one taking this right now. You got low unemployment. You have interest rates not affecting the stock market, and you have high real estate prices. You have the same exact formula for a recession that we had, except people are always saying this. People are more invested in property with equities and stuff. But that doesn't, I'm not saying they're going to walk away, but it's going to affect price. I don't think we're going to have the bank prices, but we're going to have the real estate prices. You can have one without the other. The only difference is when your home went down before, you walked away. But it's not going to go down to below what you bought. It's going to go down way below what you think it's worth.
Right. But it's still worth it.
Yeah, because they're going to ride the storm. But that's not going to help the people that aren't going to ride it.
Or can't ride it. Well, yeah, you have to have it.
I said carrying costs is everything. I refuse
Ask for half off. Who knows? Even
from
60%. Email mydeal@khwindows.com.
So we just, I think you had Flexident. You sure it wasn't Fix-It? It was Flexident? Okay. So we do Fuller 30.
Seriously, mydeal@khwindows.com.
Mark and Suzanne got a call. Their daughter was in an accident, rear-ended. And you know what? They thought of course, all the medical stuff first. And then the pains just kept coming and coming and coming. They have questions, but they know who to call. Fuller Law. John Fuller. Not because your lawsuit happened, because you want to know what are your rights. This happens when someone is injured. If you're ever injured in an auto accident or in any way else, call them for information. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. That's John Fuller, Fuller Law. Okay, but I did not set my clock. How was I at time?
Your retirement Saturday
Okay.
on 6:30 KL. The roller coaster
I
will
usually
make
do
you
time.
nervous.
But,
Ups and
okay.
downs. Don't let market volatility derail your retirement. To schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio, call 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604. Or online at yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
The Raleigh House has an information line for anyone who's affected by addiction. Of course, if you're an addict, you can call. This is made for family and friends or relatives of addicts. If you need any information, how to fight addiction, what to look for, what are the habits, how do I approach the addict, what do I do, how much does it cost to get treatment, are there free treatments available, what do I do in the meantime, anything you have to ask, free of charge, complimentary, and a loving staff. 720-893-5559, 720-893-5559, theraleighouse.com.
I mean, I guess it would for some, but not. How much? No, really. I mean, why that much more? I mean, I know that they're. I mean, I get an extra. I get these parking spaces too. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
All right, I want to cut through all the mustard here. I want to remind you, Larson Tax Relief, I have specific questions. We'll talk. They've given us some advice so far, larsontaxrelief.com. And I want to cut through all the crap. She had a lease in 2013 that expired. It reverted month to month. That's what it did, month to month. So if that's all she had, then the new owners come in and they say, okay, you have 30 days and we're going to raise the rent. They're honoring the month to month. That's what they're honoring. However, during this ownership of the old owner, the owner, Ann had an email, and the old owner, in kindness, says, you know what? We're going to let your father stay here at the same price forever. I think that's what she says it says. But Ann, so yeah. Ann says, I understand that my other lease expired in 13, and I understand that I had month to month, and they could raise the rent. That's why I was going to move. I understood all that. And the owner changed everything when the owner at that time said, hey, stay, Ann, and we'll keep everything the same forever. So now Ann is saying, I went to Colorado.gov and researched, and it says that any existing leases must be honored by the new owner. That's absolutely true for those listening. Okay, so what Ann is asking, in a nutshell, it all comes down to this. Does that email constitute a lifetime lease for a specific price? That's really, let's not complicate everything. Ann said it when she said, well, I think I have a new lifetime lease that they need to honor. So I think, Ann, it's going to be difficult, but I haven't seen the email. It's going to be difficult to prove or to show that that email and that email alone is a lifetime lease for a specific price. For contracts, what do you need, Steve? First of all, it's dated, right? And I assume it's signed electronically when they sign it. So finding the origin to prove would be easy, to prove the owner sent it. So authentic, the authenticity isn't going to be questioned, but then you need an offer, right?
Right, and leases have their own independent requirements, and so now you're trying to turn an email into a lease.
No, I'm getting it, but here's the deal. And did you write back with acceptance saying, we accept this?
I don't think it's in writing.
Here's what
actually, can I just say one thing? Before she sold it, she called me and told me that she talked to the new owner and that mine was going to stay.
Well, then she should have gotten that in writing, Ann.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Now, Ann, I want to ask you something. That you can
increasing the rate 31%.
That part doesn't. It doesn't matter. They can double it. But here's the thing, Ann. Ann, listen. I'm trying to figure this out. If you have an email with certain things in it, is it a lease? That's the bottom line. Is that a lease? Not is it fair or unfair? And it's like, oh, shucks, we relied on this, and now I got to move my dad. You're right about all that.
In my opinion, no way. No way
is it a lease. Right.
Of course. How about if I wrote you an email saying, hey, I'm going to sell you my car for $12 grand?
And here's
is that it?
And would you please read me the email?
From her?
This report is sponsored by White Castle. It doesn't matter what time it is. White Castle sliders are always the perfect snack. The same great one-of-a-kind, delicious 100% beef sliders from White Castle restaurants.
Tell her we're coming back to her, please.
So stock up on the sliders.
Bernie scowls.
And we're going to come back. Hold on. We had to
said the
take that
socialist.
risk.
I know. I see.
Hold on. Well, just don't. Hold on.
Well, that is what Bernie did.
But I promise you.
Why?
I just want you to know we're doing everything we can to construe this. Try to. Do you have that email anywhere that you can find?
Scala.
All right, good. I'm going to ask you to read it. Do you have it so you can read it? And then I want to get it to one of my attorneys. Hold on.
Oh, he killed that speech. Look at that, man.
No, you know what? He did a good job, and I will tell you, he did a good job.
CNN poll, 76%.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
I looked
what did
away
I do? But it didn't affect me. I had more time, so.
All right, Phil.
My big thing on that, I didn't like what he said to the move work.
I bet CNN doesn't put that poll on there.
I think he did a great job.
CNN just had one that said 19% or 19 things that he said were true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he polled well. I didn't actually see it.
I don't know what he could have said that was a lie, though.
He knew he was on the. He knew everything he said was going to be back.
Oh, his speechwriter had his back.
I thought his speechwriter was. I thought he did a great job on it.
You know what? He did a wonderful. You know, it was surprising because he is such an asshole. I'm just going to say it straight up. No, he is. He's an asshole. I hate to say that about the president, but he's not a guy I look at. I know. Wow, this guy a really cool, classy actor.
Just like
say
that.
He's not like.
He was around himself with the.
I don't think he should have brought up the investigation.
He's not a class act.
He should not have brought up
the abortion thing. I think he went.
The investigation. I like the little thing. It was like Johnny.
He went a little. I thought he could have went more overboard, but he didn't. So actually, I think he had to touch on it for the base. But it is amazing this governor is saying, it's not even an abortion if the kid's out of you. How the fuck is that an abortion?
It's murder.
It's fourth trimester.
I know, that's what they said.
They want the right to choose. Here's the right to choose. Don't have sex.
Yeah, put a condom on.
Come on, it's not that difficult not to get pregnant. I swear to God.
And
you know what?
I have never gotten pregnant.
And why doesn't the father have choice? Why doesn't the father have choice?
I agree with that too. That's.
If I had a child laying there and the woman said, I don't want this child, I do. I want the child. I want to love this child.
I don't know how that works right now.
I don't know either.
Pardon me, Tom. I texted to your phone what Frank wanted to talk
He said
about
something
Moore's
about
Law.
the
Does that help
investigation.
you?
You made a little, like a Johnny Conquer thing.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No,
now
it
he just
wasn't
ruined
like-
it because he was the one going after Hillary to investigate her when he got into office.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a second. Dude.
Yeah, the hip hop.
Yeah, it's like, wait. Just don't even talk about it. Just don't even talk about it. You'll be fine. Stick to the dish. It was just a little thing.
They say it's going to be done in a month, though.
We'll see. I mean,
Listen, here's the deal. If they don't come up with something against him, because then he's clean.
Well, they already know they have nothing to do.
But if they had something, he would have come out.
Oh, he was going to just disperse it to everybody around him.
But your nights
I don't know how to talk about it. You do.
And they're going to say they all did it and protected him, but you know what? There's no proof of that.
Move on.
You owe back taxes. It's been years since you filed, facing an audit. Get help from my friends.
You know who's right about the economy? Holy shit.
If there's going to be peace and legislation, there cannot be war and investigation. Yeah, that's
If the Johnny
glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
Will it be up there with, don't ask what you can do, get relief?
I tell you what, I wish he would have done that.
Once and for all. Nothing.
I like that.
It's egregious.
And he didn't make it up. I mean, that wasn't Kennedy's made up. He used it.
Kennedy
used it, but he didn't make that.
Did you want, what are you saying? You're saying you wish that...
I wish Trump would have used it.
No.
I love that quote.
Why would you reuse it?
Well, he's saying Kennedy.
1986.
You said it first.
But why would you do it again?
Because it's so true in our socialistic society. People are asking, what can the country do for me? And that's what's ruining our society.
What can Dan do for me, not what I can do for Dan?
He's going to be so rich when he gets that off.
Mike Campbell's.
I got to set around.
Absolutely, she said, I got to pass it to see what's in it for the Obama.
Right.
I think Trump should come out and say, we need to build it.
To see if it works.
Well, just like that, who was the...
Well, they talked to two governors. The two governors, one was in California, that they had the worst crime problem. They built the wall, crime problem done. And then the one in El Paso was even worse. It was the most dangerous city in the fucking country. The wall was built, now it's one of the
Now it's
cities.
Florida, it's right across the street.
Remember
Well, they just moved down, yeah.
That's all they do, they scoot down.
That CNN reporter that was going out, he was at the wall and he says, I don't see anybody here. Yeah. What's the problem? What's the problem?
That's the stupidest thing. They don't kill a costume. I don't think they should build a wall. How about a big ass hole? A moat. A big ass moat with sharks.
Drones with nets. Drop nets on dudes. Pick them up in the morning.
You know, they can program. They can program drones to constantly.
Yeah, they do it. Well, if they have the wall, the drones will say, "Hey, these guys are trying to get over the wall." Yeah. He said last night, if you listen to see-through wall, that's fucking smart. You see him trying to come over on the other side.
That's at Costa where he was at, was a see-through wall.
What does that mean?
That was a see-through.
You can see the other side.
Right, a see-through metal fence, whatever.
Or even plastic.
In fact, that's what they said. Saying
How about a big ass electric monitor?
That you can electrify when they get up.
They just dig in
the drone activated.
Yeah.
Let them get halfway up.
Yeah.
Well,
excuse me.
Never listed the history of man.
I'm Tom Martino, and I welcome you to the show. We love helping people, and we are going to keep doing it as long as God allows me. We are here strong for you, and I want you to spread the word. That's what's important. Larson Tax Relief is with us, and I'm going to get to all of your calls in a few minutes. But it's very important that I tell you about Larson Tax Relief because this is the time of year people turn to taxes. And then if you don't pay, you tend not to file. And no matter what, you should file. Where are these questions that came in? Okay. We had some questions that came in for Larson. They help people in trouble with the IRS. It's that simple. Don't try to figure out if you're a candidate or not. They'll tell you. So if you owe money and you haven't filed, you're facing an audit, you're getting collection notices, just call them. It doesn't cost you anything to call them and find out. They also give some free advice on the phone just to do this, this, and this if they can't help. Now, this one person on social media wants to know, does it make a difference if you're proactive? For example, you haven't gotten notices or collections, and you haven't filed for a while, and you know you owe money. Do they really care? Does it really make a difference on the negotiating side or on the settlement side, ultimately, if you're the one that made first contact?
Well, there's actually two strategies to that. And the first one is there is a tap dancing with deal with the IRS, so you don't want to just piecemeal information to them. So if you've got 5 returns, don't file one and then ask for forgiveness while you don't file the other ones.
But I'm talking about coming to
get all the returns together
coming
first.
to you and being proactive.
Yeah, yes, and
does
absolutely.
Does it make a difference?
You do want to do that. Be good faith. It means the world to an agent on the other side of the phone who's saying, what did this guy do that this other guy didn't do?
But does it make, okay, does it actually make a difference? I mean, like, would they say, you know what, we tend to believe him on this or that because he came forward? Like, where another guy that they had to nail, they look for more. Is that right or wrong, or what do you think? I think it's human nature.
Yeah, in the context of an audit, if you come forward and say, look, this is all the information, whatever you need to do.
Not an audit. I'm talking about being proactive. They call you up and say, I owe money, I haven't filed in a long time, I haven't heard from the IRS, it's only a matter of time, and then they contact the IRS. Mm-hmm. Does that agent take sympathy or tend to believe him more, or does it have any advantage at all, or should they simply wait to be contacted?
The benefit will be the amount of time that you're allowed to actually, get caught up. If they catch you, you've already spent that time, and they're coming for you now.
Okay.
If you call them and say, "Look,
but psychologically, not a big difference.
Help me out. I need 60 days." Okay, you're going to get it. If you waited, and he says, "Hey, I want 60 days,"
they're less tolerant.
Absolutely, I'm not going to give you 60 days. I had to chase you down and spend money to get it.
Jack, they're less tolerant. Jack Larson.
I think that it depends on what revenue agent you get.
Okay.
And then second, but before that is, you want to come to the table right now because you can stop some penalties that have been assessed. So there are certain things you can do
when you're
now.
at the table, those penalties don't mount?
Well, you might be collecting a penalty for failure to file.
Oh.
So we might want to say, let's get filing in. So there's different penalties.
Are there penalties that mount per day or month as opposed to interest? I know interest does, but do penalties do that? Do they accrue?
They cap out it, and they do accrue.
But they cap out.
They cap out. But it's pretty high cap. I think it's 25%.
Oh, my God. Okay, we have some other questions, but I need to go to this phone, to the phones, and come back to you. And I asked you about the email. Now, it all boils down to this. Those listening can catch up on the podcast because I don't want to go over it all, except to say, they were on a month-to-month lease, and her dad is old and dying, and the new owner of the nursing home is raising the rent. She believes she has what amounts to a lifetime lease based on an email that was sent by the old owner promising to keep the rent the same. So I asked her to get the email and read it word for word. We're not going to obviously give a legal analysis, but we want to. I want to know if on any planet, if I would consider this a long-term lifetime lease for a specific price. I want every word of that email. Go ahead.
Okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
We all love him at 850
Hold on.
Orchard
Hold
Road.
on. Does it say dear so-and-so?
It says hi. Hi.
There's a reason. I want to know if they're addressing him or you. I want to know everything. Start right at the top. What does it say?
Hi, Ann. We all love Mark at 850 East Orchard Road, and we really want to keep him. We agreed to leave his rent as it is and not to raise it as long as he stays with us. Thanks for talking to, I'm not going to say her name, and for giving us an opportunity to keep Mark with us. Sincerely, Farrell Johnston, the owner.
That's pretty strong.
That was November 2017.
That's pretty strong.
And so right there, thank you for talking. I talked.
Hold on. That doesn't matter. That's a strong email. That's a strong email. Now,
conversations before
and please don't muddle the waters, okay? Right now. I mean, here's what I'm going to tell. This is what I would do if it was me. But I want to say something. I am not saying it's a lease. I am saying it's a way stronger email than I thought. It literally lays out some stuff. But here, and it says the owner and her name. Here's what I would say. By the way, those places are wonderful places. They were on our referral list when Farrell owned them. Her husband died.
Oh, I loved it.
And then she sold. She is a wonderful woman. She's a wonderful woman. Yeah.
She considered him her son.
Yeah. Now, Ann, here's the thing. Here's what I would do. It's called holding out. If your dad refuses to pay, he's going to be served with an eviction.
Okay.
And now, this is what I would do. I'm not telling you to do it. If I felt strongly like you did, I would do this. I would wait for the eviction because there's no other forum. They're going to try to evict him based on not paying. I should say this.
I'm going to pay the
exactly. You're going to pay the current rent exactly as laid out in that email.
Right.
Now, I would keep it the way it is, paying the rent. They're going to sock him with a deficiency, even if it takes 6 months. When it accumulates, at some point, I believe, at some point, they're going to challenge you. You're going to have to go to court. Your dad will, okay? If he can't get there, he'll have to assign an attorney. And no matter what, now maybe I can get an attorney to make an appearance. I don't think I can, but maybe. Then, when you go to court, you get a hearing for all evictions. Your hearing, your dad's hearing, will be why this eviction should not be carried out. And you're going to show the email as evidence and let the judge decide, because that's, what else can you do?
In that signed lease, I would almost guarantee somewhere in that language it says that all changes, anything, needs to be acknowledged and signed by both parties.
Okay, now hold on. Hold on. Now, Mark,
I find this crazy.
Hold on. Mark brought up a point. Now, listen to what Mark just said, Ann. Mark said that in the original lease, which, by the way, is important, you got to find it. Whenever you go month to month, terms and conditions remain the same. Not the rent, but the terms and conditions. And if one of the terms and conditions said, any additions or alterations to this lease must be put in writing and signed by both parties. If it says that, or it says, no terms and conditions shall be recognized unless blah, 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 then it could negate the email. I am not saying you're going to win. The judge might look at this email and say, Ann, this is a lovely effort on the or the attorney, this is a lovely effort, a gallant effort for your dad or for him. What's his first name?
Mark.
Mark. So I just think he may say it is not binding. Okay. So what the heck? You got one chance or another. And now Suzanne was eager to say something. Suzanne.
Well, yes, I just don't know if Ann signed the lease because this is for her husband who's sick, not her dad. And I wonder if Ann will be on the hook for this.
Ann, this is your husband.
Well, I was trying to keep it a little more private.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So who signed the lease?
I did.
Okay.
I have power of attorney.
Well, then you can go to court probably. You got to check with a legal mind,
I know.
Or we can check.
It might be easier just to find a different place.
But Ann, I hope we spent a lot of time because it was important to me. Okay, Helen, what's going on? And Ann, I'll say a prayer for Mark. Helen, what's happening? Helen.
Hello, I'm sorry.
What's going on?
Sorry there. Several years ago, I did not file my 2015 taxes, which you file in 2016. And there were health reasons I didn't file them, and I have filed every year before and since.
Oh, okay.
And now I'm trying to get caught up on
Did you owe money in 2015?
Probably a little, because I didn't have health insurance, and there was that penalty. But my income isn't very big anyway, probably $40,000 a year. But I cannot find.
Wait, on that $40,000, did they take out money?
Yes.
Okay. So what is your question then, Aunt Helen?
Well, I cannot find my W-2 or 1099 to do any filing.
Well, if you have a taxpayer number, or your social, they can find it for you because most likely the entity's filed. And I think, Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, you can ask the IRS. If you say, I did not file, I need this information, they will get it for you.
Yeah, just call the IRS, sit on hold for 4 hours, and then ask them for a wage and income transcript.
Honest to God, 4 hours.
4.5 hours now.
On hold. Are you?
Yes.
They won't call back?
No,
4.5 hours.
It's a disaster.
Oh, my God.
There's no service, an Internal Revenue Service.
And what they do now, if you're on hold for a long time, they'll do what's called a courtesy disconnect. So they disconnect you.
Honest to God, they call it a courtesy.
As a courtesy. It's got to be worse after that Democratic shutdown of the government.
After that liberal shutdown, Mark, it's like 5 hours at least.
So what should she do? Guesstimate for 2015? Is that safe?
Guys, what should she do?
I think you just have to wait on the whole time, and then you'll get that wage and income transcript, and it's worth it.
Do you guys have to do that then? Do you have people that stay on hold?
We do not.
Why?
We're practitioners, so we've got ways to get through to the service.
So if she became a client, though, but it may not be worth her being a client, right? Like are there? I often wondered this. Why don't you have for simple problems, this may be a flat rate or something where, and then it goes up to a point and you cut them loose. I mean, you have no tiered system, do you?
We actually do have where we very rarely take people on for less than $10,000 just because we don't see an economic gain for them.
You mean not less than charging?
No, $10,000 owed.
Right.
Because we just can't provide the relief to cover our fees.
Of course. You want to be able to be of value, and I love that about you guys. But would there be a way for, and I'm not suggesting you change your whole business plan, but does anyone do this? Does anyone do minor stuff like this for people? Practitioners?
Yeah, I'm not typically aware of it. I mean, we would have to secure what's called a 8821, and we'd have to file a power of attorney. We have to call on their behalf, and so there's like 2 or 3 hours of work.
There's a lot of work.
Yeah, so you could call for 4 hours and sit on hold as yourself, or
Helen,
pay us.
What he's saying makes sense. You stay on hold and ask for what?
It's called a wage and income transcript for 2015, and they can mail that to you or fax that to you.
And then they'll ask for your social and all that.
Doesn't it all come down to this? So regardless of how much they owe, doesn't it typically come down to the ability to pay it back? If they have no job, have no assets, you guys can probably work miracles because the IRS knows they're not going to get paid. But if they're making $200,000 a year, my God, they're going to end up paying it.
Yeah, and that really is the crux of this negotiation that we do. It's, you know, you hear on the other radio stations, pennies on the dollar, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, if a guy's got $250,000 in equity in his home and he only owes $50,000 IRS, they're not then the business of settling debts when they can collect on it. So
yeah,
they're not
but you guys can arrange a payment plan, so it's not going to obstruct his life that much.
Yeah, we're not going to promise you lollipops and hummingbirds.
We got more. Right. We got more coming right up.
This report is sponsored by White Castle.
If you don't have to venture out on the highways, it's a bet.
You don't like that?
No, I like it.
Okay, good. I can't promise you that. Sorry, man.
If you don't have to travel on the turnpike, it's a good idea to stay off of it. Really stop and go.
This guy, a client of another associate of mine, did not disclose that he owned an island.
An island?
Yeah, I felt like that wasn't a necessary thing to disclose.
I wouldn't have thought it either.
What did he not?
Island.
He owned an island, a small island in the Caribbean, and he didn't disclose.
How did the IRS know he owned it?
You know, I have no idea, but they.
What about that island?
Yeah, it's like it must have been some sort of taxation issue or something, foreign tax.
No, I'm going to Frank.
But yeah, it's like,
How much was the island worth?
Like 2.2 million. He only owed like 400,000. So
stock up on the slider variety you crave from your
still
local grocery.
an island, man. I can't help you.
All right. I want to talk to Frank Duran, the real estate man.com. Now, Frank, we talk about how busy you are. We talk about those specials. You have teams that sell, teams that buy, teams that do the marketing, teams that do other things. So they want to know, though, am I getting Frank Duran, the real estate man?
You know, Tom, I think people are surprised when I pick up my phone. They can't believe it's me actually answering, and I actually do go to the properties. We have a team, and most agents or brokers do the job of about 7 people, whereas my team, the whole idea is to free me up, and I personally negotiate every single sale. In fact, the biggest compliment I get from my clients, Tom, I hear that they always felt like they were my only client.
I say that all the time, Frank. You do a great job, and man, I can't. If I told people what you did for me, they would think it's impossible. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
You started a DIY project at home. They
realize
convenience.
BV, isn't it? Like
That's what I'm saying.
So it's a hell of a drive. I just got back from Uray. It's 5 hours. That was like 6 hours.
I have to go on a long drive.
Where are you going?
Well, I can't say what the sound is.
Is it tomorrow?
Wow.
The San Juan Mountains?
It's snowing like crazy outside of Westminster right now.
It's supposed to snow up till like 2 in the morning.
Turn that up.
Offers free roadside assistance for each and every customer. When Pro Auto Care services your car, you get a free 36,000-mile warranty complete with roadside assistance. All makes and models, expert techs, 25 years in business, 2 locations, Denver and Littleton. 303-PRO-AUTO, that's 303-PRO-AUTO, or online at 303proauto.com.
The Raleigh House wants you to have accurate information. The Raleigh House. And that information they want you to have is about addiction. They're an addiction treatment facility. And the Raleigh House provides loving treatment, confidential, great addiction treatment. People rave about it. They have a place out in the country that looks like a country club, and it's so restful and peaceful. Listen, here's the bottom line. Before you even think about treatment, you need a whole bunch of information, and they have a number for you. 720-963-9201. 720-963-9201. Any questions that you have about addiction treatment, insurance, price, cost, how to approach someone, what to talk about, how do you know if there is a problem, what do you look for, what are some of the telltale signs? Don't you know there are so many questions? 720-963-9201. TheRaleighHouse.com.
Did they switch your phone number?
Yes, they did. Okay. And you know what? We got to tell everyone, because Mark, remember that they're doing it on the referral list too. They're tracking us. So please change that number.
Which one?
Raleigh House has to be changed. Oh, who's going to do it?
Well, just send me the number. I'll do it right now.
Okay.
Are you sure it's the wrong one on here?
Well, no, I'm not.
In other words, you sure they don't want a different one for?
Are you on the Google? Are you on Google Mark right now?
Yes.
Trump change.
I would check out the. I don't see you there on that.
Did you see?
Are you signed in as
Politico. Politico did a fact check on Trump.
Mark, I don't
running
you're not signed in.
over from Mexico.
Let's see if you got that. Did you get a Google message? I am Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-8255. Boy, wasn't that refreshing talking to Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I don't know if I know anyone nicer in business than Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I know, like, you know, Jay Bretz, he's a pretty nice guy. Seriously. But you know, and I'm not saying people on a referral list aren't nice. I'm just saying just over the top nice. Like Jack Larson, he's okay. I mean, Larson Tax Relief, you're a good guy, Jack, but this guy is like, oh my goodness, like your best friend. Okay, I got another online question. We asked if it made a difference being proactive. Someone wants to know, does the same agent handle your case through and through to where you make progress with someone, or do they make notes in a computer like some customer service and you could get somebody different? That's a good question.
It's a great question.
Do you handle
if you owe more than $250,000, you'll have the same agent throughout. That's for a personal liability. If it's a business tax, you're probably going to be working with a revenue officer who's an individual. If you owe less than that, you're stuck with these agents, and it can be a disaster.
So when you guys call back, you don't ask for the same agent?
If we're calling what's called automated collections, so somebody who owes less than $250,000 personally, I call automated collections, and I get assigned to agent whatever, whoever picks up the phone.
Okay.
How about a huge real success story? They owed $250,000. You guys got a deal for what? Seriously, I don't care about circumstances.
We already did that.
Well, give me it again. What was it?
Well, don't do the same one, for goodness sake.
Okay, do a different one.
Yeah, do a different one while I take Chris. He can think of it. See, Mark doesn't let Can I tell people?
No.
Mark is a wonderful practitioner. He takes care of problems behind and operations you wouldn't believe. But while he's here, in between, he's day trading. Did you know that? That's what he's doing. But I shouldn't complain, because I go on a shirt tails. So, Chris, what's going on in your life?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Tom. Love the show.
Thank you very much.
I'm on an installment agreement.
Okay, when did you enter into that?
Excuse me?
When did you enter into that agreement?
What was it? 2017.
For how much money?
It's right around 2,000.
Okay, for what tax year?
2015.
Okay, so what's going on?
And I lost my job, so I got behind with my payments.
Well, did you call him and tell him
what I can do?
Did you call and tell him?
I've been trying, but like
4.5 hours, yeah.
The courtesy disconnect. Yeah, I waited an hour once and I got disconnected. I waited 45 minutes another time and got disconnected, and then it disconnected me after 30
So I guess
minutes.
it's a good question on this. Do they understand when you lose your job and stuff when you're on a payment plan? Do they suspend payments, or do they what do you call it? Not a deferral, is it a
non-collectible status? Yeah. They obviously, you're going to have to tell them. They don't just know that you've lost your job.
But the 4.5 hours applies to him.
Exactly. So at some point, you're going to have to connect with them. You can, if you get a default notice, you can respond to that default notice in writing, indicate that you've lost your job, and fill out an updated financial form.
Is there a place you can walk into?
Yes.
Where?
There's one in Denver. I think there's one in Fort Collins. They're local.
So that's not 4.5 hour wait, is it?
No, and typically they're going to actually give you better service there because you're sitting in front of them.
That's cool, man. That would be way better than being 4.5 hours.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Chris, I think it's downtown. I saw it one time.
Like 18th and Welton.
I think I went there one time, and I packed a toothbrush just in case.
Internal Revenue Service Denver?
Yeah, just look for Internal Revenue Service Center, and you can go in there. You can actually call and make an appointment, and someone will sit down with you.
And like I said, pack a toothbrush just in case.
Yes, definitely do that.
So what typically would they do? It's just case by case? They may or may not work with me?
They will. I mean, they have to.
If you go in there and you were making payments and then you lost your job, I mean, of course, it seems to me, why wouldn't they? What's the alternative? They're not going to throw you in jail.
I always tell my clients, they can't squeeze blood from a turnip. I mean, it is what it is. You're going to be able to pay what you can pay. Yeah.
I was accumulating a bunch of fees on top of this, or I don't know.
You mean like penalties?
Yeah, penalties.
on an installment agreement, it would just be interest, wouldn't it? Cause
yeah, you would have already been penalized for not paying,
yeah.
and then the interest would be on what you're, over the duration of the payment arrangement. So that's probably what you're talking about as far as accrued liabilities, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, so look for the location. Best to go there. Daniel wants to make a correction. I'm not sure what it's about because I never make mistakes. Daniel, what's happening? What's happening, man?
Yeah, no, I'm really passionate about it. I heard what you were saying.
About what?
Just about there is an uprising that's been building in the sewer.
Oh, yeah, with home inspectors.
I am just at my wit's end with rage about it sometimes because it's indoctrinated itself into the home buying business so deeply that people are under the impression, at least I have to turn business down myself so many times, refusing to do an inspection just for the sake of it, as if it's just a selling tool. And like you said, if one guy says, you have a crack here, the next 10 guys are going to say, of course you do, and sell it. But I was calling mainly because some advice you'd given that guy about not telling the next guy is a good advice, but some cases it's horrible advice, because if you happen to have legitimate people and they're going in there not knowing that they have a broken sewer or a separation that's separated enough, they're likely going to use the proper tool to clean it as if it's not a destroyed sewer and get stuck in there.
No, I know what you're saying. You're saying that it could get worse if you don't tell someone something's wrong.
The best thing can happen is you break it.
Yeah, but hold on. No, but Tom, I mean, not Tom, I'm sorry, Daniel, really, though, a legit place will do a camera first anyway. They're not going to try, they're just not going to blindly take the heavy equipment, are they?
Yes, no, you're right. It's like I was just wanted to make sure people knew, you just don't.
So I wouldn't tell. So I would say I say I have a problem with my drain. I don't know what it is. If I do have a problem, that is, and I would say, I want you to camera it. Or I would just say I want an inspection and I want you to camera it. I wouldn't ask someone to open a drain right away without knowing first what they think it is. So Daniel, I appreciate your information. Your calls are always welcomed. Tom, I'm so sorry you had to wait. What's going on, Tom?
Hello.
Hey, man.
Good morning.
What's happening?
I already talked to one of your deputies yesterday morning. And they've got a little background on it. I'm trying to get some information if anybody knows about or has had any experiences, either good or bad, with I guess you'd call it like a self-help group or a self-improvement group called Sivana, S-I-V-A-N-A.
It means Oasis of Enlightenment. I just looked it up.
Yeah, the fellow told me yesterday when he mentioned it was like a Tibetan word or something.
Yeah, so that's what Google said. What is this? It's self-improvement for what?
Well, I think just your general outlook on life, or I don't know.
Where did you find? How did you find out about it, Tom?
Some friends of mine got involved in it a little bit ago.
Is it like a religion or a spiritual movement of some kind?
Looks like they sell jewelry.
No, not that one.
I don't think it's billed as a religion, but I'm kind of naturally suspicious anyway. I've known people that have been in everything from Scientology to the old Erhard seminar trainings.
There are millions of things. Here's what I say. Everyone can evaluate things very simply. There's a formula I have, and it works 100% of the time. Hold on. Just hold on. I'm Tom Martino.
This is Denver's talk station, 630
A lot of people use that word in the name of their business and everything, but
the creation of positive change in a soul that always radiates light. Our mission is to bring you peace and good energy.
Which one are you looking at?
Just some Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Does your formula have money to do with it?
That it said significantly
What's that? Does the formula have money to do with it?
Yeah.
So this 3 days for $150.
That's the second time this
So
year.
what?
Another
So there's a little
website
seminar
Elon Musk gave his quest to drive the ticker price to $35,000, which Musk said is needed to reach
They got a little graduation.
And thinking about going to JCPenney to pick up a new fridge? Well, you better go elsewhere. The struggling retailer will stop selling appliances at the end of this month. Also soon, furniture will only be available online and in select
JCPenney's on its way out, boy.
The move
They want to look at their stocks. I might buy it down.
turn around Penny's business.
I might do it every time I think
back to focusing on clothing
Oh, what?
with the Fox
Short
Business
JC
Report, I'm
Penney's.
Lee Barsky.
Am I doing that or just you?
I would do it for you too.
When the weather hits.
Yeah. You're not going to suffer any loss without bringing me.
Michelin Man is on your side, helping you see better and drive safer with new Michelin Premium
I
White.
tell you, all those
Designed with
companies, look at their maximum for 5 years.
Sorry.
5 years, it's like.
Your windshield, giving you
What do I have coming up?
streak-free, long-lasting, all-season performance.
What?
Showing you the top.
$77 down to $133.
It's the difference you can see. Available at Walmart, Pet Boys, Amazon, and other sites.
Whenever you want.
This report is sponsored by
And that was in what year was that?
2009, 08.
Should they have known the internet is the way they have to be?
JC Penney said that catalog business too, like Sears, but they never changed it. Look at Toys R Us, man. Talk about gone. Walmart killed Toys R Us. Amazon killed Toys R Us.
Really heavy along.
They're gonna kill grocery stores.
I just don't. I don't see that totally. Even though some people do just want to either drive up and get it or their groceries delivered there. But
That like marketplace thing.
I'll never go to a grocery store again. You don't like going there?
No, I look like wife, you know. I'm hanging out with kids. You spend an hour at freaking Target.
No, I agree. If you got kids and stuff, absolutely.
Yeah, it's so they make it so easy. It's like, oh, you want this? Quick. Dan's single though. He likes hanging out by the chicks next to the refrigerator.
I like
She'd be like, I'm coming over at 8. You can call it in, and the food be waiting there when you got to your house. Like they can get it there like an hour. Everybody does it too. Walmart, all of them. Yes, man.
But there's no way they're making money.
Hey, can you call that?
Pushing people out.
Amazon didn't make money forever.
Can you ask her? Can you ask her if she has a puppy crate? Not a big one, but one that would be like this.
Are you going to
Like one
Del
that
Norte?
giant cat. What's that?
You going to Del Norte? Or? Are you going to Del Norte? I know that there's
What's Del Norte?
there. No, it's just like northern Colorado. That's
Rocky Ford.
Where the guy is.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center is the place I go for help with my tinnitus and hearing loss. I have a slight hearing loss. The bigger problem is the tinnitus. God, it sucks.
Well, I'm going to meet her.
But I hardly hear it anymore, even when I'm not wearing the hearing aids. The hearing aids mask it. Eventually, your brain becomes almost like it almost starts to ignore it. Now, there are some treatments that are more permanent that actually eradicate that part of your brain that hears that noise. It's really a neurological thing more than a hearing problem. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. You'll love them. Clarkson and Hampton. They're in the urgent care building. Plenty of parking. 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. Dr. Patty, Dr. Lisa, Dr. Dagmar are dedicated to bringing you the best service, personalized service, great prices and value, everything you want to help with your hearing or tinnitus. 303-534-0163.
Heating, cooling,
That goes back to what? Oh, they're only.
And can you see why you're not here? Why I can't hear you?
That's the great thing. JC Penney's was that. They didn't have anybody see that the internet was the way to go at that point, 2009.
No, they're a bunch of old guys.
I
was in my credit union the other day.
Okay. Art of Granite is the art of doing things right in your kitchen. He's a natural stone importer. You get wholesale prices on all the stone and countertop material. You get a small markup on your cabinets direct from the manufacturer. It's such a clean way of pricing, not pricing by zip code, not pricing by different granites, but pricing by fabrication, installation. So take a few photos or give them a phone call and an email. First you call him, you'll get a price on the phone eventually. That's right. artofgranite.net. You can get a price on the phone. He does the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done at the same time. He tears out and hauls away everything free. That's no small job. And he does beautiful work with pride. Mitch Fleury is the owner. 6 days a week, closed Sunday. And they do the entire front range. Hey, they're on Facebook too. Look for Art of Granite Golden on Facebook. Art of Granite Golden. 303-386-5919. Get your price. 303-386-5919.
Is the outcome that matters in retirement.
I found the funniest fucking
Tucker.com.
photo in my credit union.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
I need it tonight, everyone.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere, LarsonTaxRelief.com. Steve wants to give kudos to somebody. Steve, what's going on? And I'm going to come right back to Sylvan. Just wait. I just wanted to get Steve because he wanted to give kudos. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Good, man. What's happening?
Hey, you know, I was one of those that went on forever paying my premiums, and, you know, everything was fine. You file a claim. I filed a claim. My premiums skyrocketed. And I know I looked on your referral list.
Yeah.
Your insurance show. I got a hold of Matt.
Over at Compass Insurance Group.
Yep, Compass Insurance. Matt,
and what happened?
Well, I sent my deck pages. I just got off the phone to him about an hour ago, and where he sent me the link to sign up. Between the auto, I have 3 cars, and my home, just about $2,600 a year difference, and at least that's good coverage.
Oh man, they're so good.
$2,600 a year.
And you didn't have to do shopping.
No, he did it all. He sent me 3 different companies.
So cool.
And I just looked and compared and picked actually the middle one, and one he felt real comfortable with, and I felt comfortable with him. I should have checked before the claim because I would have even saved a bunch then too. But after the claim, when they jacked it up, I saved even more. So over $200 a month, and I'm just thrilled. He's
That's
awesome.
Compass Insurance Group. Thank you, thank you. You know, Steve, I love helping people. It just makes me feel so good. And it's the part of the job that I can't explain it. I mean, obviously, everyone kind of helps people in their jobs. I mean, obviously, like Larson Tax Relief, you know, they must feel really good when they help people and somebody gets out of trouble. I love, and, you know, everyone who does a good job, they help people when they do a good job. I love, though, having this variety of all different categories where we can help people. And then hearing from them and not charging them, you know, and then just knowing that our sponsors make this possible. Tom, so you called about Savannah, and Savannah, of course, that Tibetan word which we went over, and it's for self-improvement. And I wanted to tell you how to evaluate it because I don't have any first-hand, nor do we have any second-hand experiences or third-hand or complaints. What we have is we simply have a formula for evaluating everything, and it's this easy. First and foremost, and I'm going to tell you, this is the biggest problem, is information. If people are not free-flowing with information, and I mean every single detail without having to pay to see the man behind the curtain. You have to be able to get so much information that you're comfortable. Now, obviously not the secret sauce. For example, you know, learn real estate investing and blah, blah, blah. But how do I learn it? And what is involved? And are there textbooks, and what will I pay? What's the least people pay? What's the most people pay? What do people normally pay? I want to know all the information. And I stop right there. If I cannot get as much information as I need, I leave nothing to chance to pay to see the man behind the curtain. It's the carnival. Come on. So unless you get all information, completely transparent, and again, I'm not saying you have to get the information of the recipe for the cookie, but they better tell me you're going to be in the kitchen, we're going to supply all the materials, you have to buy the ingredients, we're going to make this kind of cookie, you're going to sell the cookies for this much. I want to know everything. The next thing, and this is really important, is justification. Justification is something that comes up with investments. I always hear, I hear a guy, we only have one spot left, it's $10,000, and it's worth $1 million in a couple years or in a few months. We have a buyer waiting. Did you ever hear come-ons like that? Did you? Jack, have you ever heard people, you've never had friends or associates that ever tell you that there's an investment opportunity and there's only one left or two left, or it's limited to just a few people and you can make, 100 times the money? Have you ever heard that, Dan, at all? Or am I the only one that gets people pitching me? Have you ever, Mark?
Of course.
Their business opportunities and
cars.
And they say, hey, if you do this, really, this guy has done this before in California. He sold the business for, $20 million. You can get in on the ground floor. So what do I mean by justification? My only question, there's one spot left, and it's $10,000. Why don't you do it? Well, I already have one, but why wouldn't you want it? I would want to buy every one of them. If what you just told me is true, I would never let 10 positions go ever. Never. So you got to hear the reason why. And that reason, that justification will either ring true or not. For example, Tom, I remember what you did for me, blah, blah, blah. I took all 9 positions, or I have this many. I mean, I want to hear a reason why that person isn't doing it, and I swear to God, one of the reasons they don't do it is because they're going to make 5 of the 10 you're investing, or something. And that's the next question. The carrots. Who gets the carrots? How many carrots are you getting? I want to know straight up, if I do this, exactly how much are you getting, and don't say nothing. Because if you're doing it for nothing, then I'm done with you because you're a fool. So I want to know carrots. So you want information, justification, and the carrots. Your friends, whoever asks. And this is for everything. The next thing is the curtain. You put up an invisible curtain. And you can do anything you want once you get the information, justification, and know where the carrots are going. You don't even have to know how much carrots, just 10% here, 25%. Now, once you get that, now you have the curtain. And that means before anything passes through that curtain, anything at all, you need to know why and what it is and how it affects you. That means information. That means money. That means a signature. That means anything. You want to know what is going through the curtain. The next thing is value. What is the true, honest-to-God value if you dropped dead tomorrow and your estate picked it up? The honest-to-God street value. The next thing is references. What are the references? I want to know people who have actually done it, not people selling it and want me to buy it because they're in their upline or downline. I want to know real deals. When you talk to enough references on anything, whether it's home improvements, investments, or anything in life, there is something that I call the thread of truth. It cannot be denied. When you talk to people, they may have a pitch. They may have certain information they're told to tell you. But you will pick up on something that is common to all of them. You will pick it up. It's an amazing thing. Like when you're doing home improvements and the guy says, well, this is a load-bearing wall and you're going to need to do this and this. Or someone says, nah, don't mess with that. It's not worth it. And then somebody comes in and says, yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mess with that. Or they might say, this is probably not cost effective, or that's a load-bearing wall, or something about, the value of this is in this. And then eventually, you talk to enough people, and you can pick out 2 or 3 or 4 things that everyone has a thread of truth about. And then you can start drilling down, and you become your own artificial intelligence. You start out knowing nothing, and you end up knowing everything. Tom, I swear to God, if you use that formula, you're going to learn about Savannah. You're going to learn right away. Right away. But don't plop down $150 for their seminar without all this other stuff.
Yeah, I guess it was more in the way of references. That's why I called.
You want to know if we've had complaints, and the answer is no.
Okay, and nothing good or bad, or
nope.
It must be something pretty new then.
It might be, because we usually hear about everything.
Right, yeah, because I just, like I say,
And what I want to ask something. Why did you even bother to ask? Something must have appealed to you. What is the appeal?
Not to me. It's a friend of mine that.
What is the appeal? Do you know?
It's a course. Initially, it's a 3-day course, 3 long days. And it just reminded me of some of the earlier ones that I've seen, and I'm trying to see that they don't get hurt too much with it.
What's the appeal?
Apparently, if you're dealing with problems, and it also seems to be
If you're dealing with problems, what?
Yeah, it seems to be marketed more to Hispanics.
Okay, but is it, if you're dealing with problems, these are tools to work through the problems?
I guess it's like that. If you're feeling depressed or feeling this way, there's a lot of very generalized and vague sort of...
Looks kind of bizarre, man.
Yeah, solar have a lot of these other things that have gone on, and most of them have turned out to be scams, as far as I'm concerned.
You know, okay.
But
like I said, you use the formula, or you can do something really novel, and that's bow your head and pray. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Buy a bag of marijuana, for that matter.
Well, I wouldn't equate that with praying, Mark, but okay.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not saying that's like praying. I'm saying there's lots of things you can throw your money away on.
Oh, I get it. 303-713-8255. Now, we got a comment on buying a new car. We'll talk about that because we made that statement. And, yes, it was an overall blanket statement. We have time for other calls. 303-713-TALK.
This report is sponsored.
People are always.
Do I have anybody?
It's opened up. You know what's funny?
Who? What?
At some point, you got to decide.
I show nothing.
I don't care what
I totally agree. You make it.
At some point, you got to decide. I'm going to be fucking happy.
That's why these anti-Trumpers, seriously, they have diseases. They have diseases. I'm serious. They are.
Not just the herpes.
Bitter as bitter can be. They're ruining their health.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if you go through life,
blood pressure, everything.
I'm serious.
Obama people got.
Why is that?
And I wasn't happy with Obama and stuff, but I didn't let it ruin my life.
Right. Some people did.
Some people did.
I mean, I'm serious. Like
with the punches.
What's that? Joy Bader. Who made the comment? What'd she say about anybody who votes for? You got to lock your pussy.
All right, Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home. Dan, if you'd like, you can take the mic and just do it for yourself. We just joke about people talking in the studio. Ideal Home Loans is a lender, and they're the best, man. I'll tell you why. Credit optimization. You know, so many people get approved, but you can go beyond that. If you're approved, you can be approved, but if you go beyond that, let's say pay down a credit card just by $20. Brent did this one time with a guy, and that difference in the score, because they know the algorithms, made like a $100 or $200 difference in his payment because of the pricing structure. The better your points, the better your pricing. So what I mean is this. They do credit optimization quickly, efficiently, beyond just normal approval. They do the custom term loan. You get the lower rate, but you take whatever loan rate term you want, 10 years, 18 years, 23 years. They also do the rate guarantee, so if rates go down over the next few years, you are refinance free of charge, and then the pre-approval is like a cash deal. It really is. You're approved. They're just waiting for the appraisal. 303-867-7000. 867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Mea culpa. Sorry about that.
What? I think you should have jumped in and did it.
No, it's really impossible.
I know. I imagine it's got to be.
And you know what? It may not even come over. It just bugs the shit out of me. I don't even know if you can hear it. Technically, can you hear people in the background when I'm on, or are these mics just a little? Okay.
I've heard you before when I'm driving and stuff, and I'm like, oh, there's Dan in the background.
yelling, locking their pussy.
Why do I have Century RV? Are they coming up? Right? Oh, okay.
Let me tell you about Century Pussy. All
right, good.
She said that, though.
Quick way to get conversational and a new language like Spanish, French, or more. You can try Babbel for free. Go to Babbel.com or download the app and try it for free. That's Babbel, BABBEL.com, or download the app.
But that whole Trump
I don't believe you have to wait for 4 hours. You can request a wage and transfer online or mail in a form.
Mail in a form. That's going to be a hell of a lot longer than 4 hours.
The other thing is that if people actually get on the phone and call the IRS at 8 a.m., there's not a lot of people holding at 8 a.m.
Yeah. I don't know if you can get an W-9 online for yourself. That system is down.
Yeah, we can, but I don't know that.
That's a good question.
There's no place online that they could just type in.
I can get it if I have a power of attorney, but I have to go through this whole system, and it's a real pain in the butt. But I don't know if you can just log on and put your social security. How would they know it was you?
I don't know. Everyone does online stuff.
But to send a form and mail it in is going to take forever.
Mark, did you get the Raleigh?
But you know, like Social Security, how they got that set up online?
Yeah, I changed
That is
phone number.
spectacular.
Yeah. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, so you can, even
Done and done.
It didn't show you logged on, but
Okay. More affordable.
No, I got your thing. I mean, you show logged in. Well, I logged out now. Wonder what this guy's going to say about buying a car. Can't wait.
There's no way you can buy a brand new car.
Oh man, you can cheat.
But I didn't know you could buy a car that cheap.
Oh, you can.
You got to
Are they nice cars? Are they nice cars? Oh, my kids, they're going to have that.
You know who went out and bought one right after they heard me talking about it? It's Brian over at Compass.
Yeah, no, you're talking.
And you know what? For his kid, did he do it?
He looked at used cars.
My kid's getting a brand new car. But he's going to keep it. And no, Dad, I want this. You're getting a new car.
I did not know this was coming.
You did?
Yeah, I knew a little stuff.
It's supposed to like smoke till like midnight.
You don't got to worry about timing belts.
They said 2 to 5 in Denver.
You just have to sign up for this.
This looks like it's going to be more than 2 to 5.
You know what? I'm really questioning this, but
Why don't you fly?
we were going to.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, she said we can land on the farm, but
So, I got mine.
I don't need to create rides.
That's going to take you.
Okay, window.com.
They meow. My Doberman goes, wow.
Century RV will be the place to go for new and used RVs, but what I really like, the service department. So many times people have RVs and they don't know where to go. Even if you have a great mechanic, they may not be able to fit it. So no matter what you need done, whether it's on the house part they call it, or it's on the drivetrain, you can get it all done in the chassis at Century RV up north. At their location up there, they have a garage, and it's the 119 turnoff on I-25. It's the turnoff to Longmont, the exit to Longmont, and they have new and used RVs up there, plus the service department. And then they also have a service department out west. No, excuse me, an indoor showroom out west between Kipling and Sims, just north of 6th Avenue, between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. CenturyRV.com, 303-453-1111. 453-1111. Adults who have crooked teeth and always wanted to deal with them, there is a way to do that. Dr. Kent Lawson has pioneered new orthodontics for adults.
I know, they're real tinny.
Take care of jaw alignment.
What do you, why? Is that like something?
No, the old system. He was taking them off of something, the logger or something, as opposed to the, well, you know, everything he could do wrong. I'm sorry. What a fucking fuck.
Everything they can do easy.
Oh, I shouldn't even talk like that.
He did stuff that was easy.
I'm almost wondering if he did it on purpose.
I don't think so. I think he's just lazy. He just did it was easy.
No, I think he did some on purpose.
I'm Tom Martino with Larson Tax Relief. Mike's got a comment on buying a car. I just want to preface it. We said, you know, so many people go through conniptions trying to find used cars. They buy cars with over 100,000 miles on them. They pay too much. And they say, oh, we want to just get something simple. We don't want to be strapped. And it ends up they're more strapped with a used car than buying a new one with a great warranty. And anyway, go ahead, Mike.
Yes, Tom, I bought a new Chevrolet with a warranty in 1969, and all I heard every time I called about the warranty was mumbo-jumbo.
What does that mean? 1969?
Yes, that's right, and that's the last new car I ever had, and that's the last new car I will ever have.
Okay, now listen, what is it that you bought in 69?
The Chevrolet Bel Air.
Oh, my God. And so you're telling me back then in 69, the warranty didn't cover much?
Right. It said all I heard was mumbo-jumbo. This is not covered. That's not covered.
You understand that the auto industry has changed quite a bit.
Right. And
so
I want the automakers to give us back the cars we had before 1975.
Yeah, really, but they're heavy and they're inefficient and they're not as good, actually.
And they're death traps. They don't even have seat belts.
Do you realize, Mike, that the newer cars are better? They are better. You're just one of those ones that want it like the old days.
Right, and the new 10-year warranties on these used cars wouldn't have a nickel's worth of credibility with me.
Well, I don't know how you judge a new company and a new car and new technology because you had a bad experience in 1969. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. You hold a grudge for a long time, man. Are you married?
No, I'm divorced.
No.
And
Okay.
he'll never get married again.
You'll never get married again, will you, Mike?
Well, I learned how to think like women think and predict their next move.
I would love for you to come in as a guest one day as our common man, Mike. I'm serious. You're going to be a barrel of laughs. Okay, we're out of time. Let me give you LarsonTaxRelief.com. 844-LARSON-TAX. That's 844-LARSON-TAX. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget Referralist.com for the best of the best and save all your problems for me.
2019 is here, and rates are still.
1960. All they gave me was mumbo jumbo.
Can you imagine?
I don't even remember the warranties back then.
Can you imagine that much resentment?
I'm never gonna buy a new car.
Against every new car.
Before I was born.
No, but he said they don't have an ounce of credibility. This is a completely different. Even GM